YouTube as well. There we are. We are live on both platforms.
Yippee!
We have some announcements today, but first I must announce that... Give me a break, dude. My Wacom pen fell over, it hit my keyboard and turned it off.
Bro.
But first I need to go make a drink because I completely forgot.
Okay, you are early, Captain. Back at it again with some tutorials. We're doing some anime heads today. We can probably talk about some anime head angles because that's always a hard thing to do. So yeah, but we'll kind of just warm up a little bit. Just kind of get situated with drawing. I actually haven't really drawn that much today. Happy birthday. Hey, Will. Why is anime facial proportions so hard? It's because you have to memorize them. You have to memorize them, and then they also change depending on the character, so of course it's hard. Yeah. And then also, proportions also change depending on the angle a little bit. I mean, like, you'll still keep in mind of where the eyes are or the nose and stuff, but it sometimes can shift a little bit. So it's not always the same every time. But I would say, like, if you want to do anime head proportions, figure out the style that you want, like how big of eyes you want to make, how big of your features do you want to make, and then you, once you're happy with it, you stick to it for every single character. That's what I would do. And that's what I did. And sometimes it just takes a long time to kind of get a good ratio. I can't tell you how many times I thought I was drawing heads or anime heads in a pretty proportional way, but then I look back at the old drawings and I'm like, what the heck am I just doing? What the heck did I just do? You know? But it's just adjustments over time. How do you deal with the lower part of the jaw and views from below? You know, that's always a hard angle. But thank goodness we have our handy dandy head models right here to actually check what the lower jaw looks like. You know, but I think lower head angles like this is always super difficult because it's not intuitive. We don't see this very often. Not unless we have like a very specific scene with this
Helicopter.
Here. Oops, that was not a really good one.
Did you turn your light on?
No, I did not turn my light on. But we can talk about that as well.
Oh, hello everybody. I also made an abomination. Just for you guys, I made this. In order to understand the different pieces of the head and how it fits together, I went ahead and made what did Kevin call it? Power Ranger Teletubby? I don't remember what he said.
It looks like a Rubik's Cube to me. The colors are very Rubik's Cube-like.
Teletubby Power Ranger? It's pretty sick, right?
I think it's very sick.
Like, you can literally see the different parts of the face and as they appear and disappear as you turn the head. That's the coolest thing you've ever seen, isn't it?
Yeah, I actually really like the simplification of the side of the head.
Anime Academy. This dude right here?
Yeah. It looks like modern art. That's what it looks like to me. Modern art.
It is modern artsu.
Wait.
What?
That could be a funny channel name. How do you like this Abby picture?
Modern Artsu? A channel name?
Yeah.
That's what we should have called ourselves.
I know.
It's Abby.
She's so cute. Actually, I'm actually super proud of this head right here.
She's adorable.
Thank you. I'm so addicted to your streams. I can't draw unless you're talking.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's just yap. Do a yap session. So kind of just doing a little bit of lower jaw stuff. You know, we're getting to the hard stuff a little bit. I always like to think of the head as like a sphere plus like this kind of pyramid attachment. It's kind of like a box, but it kind of looks like this, right? And then basically you want to reverse engineer what the bottom looks like, which can look like this.
Abby.
Do
y'all sell those? Ships are wonderful. I am pleased to announce that our 5 anime headsets, we've got the teen
girl.
female, teen male, adult female, chibi, and
adult male.
This
is not drawn, but you will have it drawn.
We are Very soon, actually getting them up for sale.
Yep.
We have a bunch of sets that we have been printing and drawing faces on and sealing, and we're actually going to be getting them up really, really soon. We're going to start with the TikTok shop, but we're actually going to get them on our own site as well. So those are, we got approved for TikTok shop, and we just need to build the product page, and that's it. And we can start selling them.
Mm-hmm. So that's going to be super fun.
Super excited.
Yeah.
It's been a long work in progress.
It has.
And including stopping for a while and all that. We are actually going to be putting them on TikTok shop as well as our 2 books. We're going to be not leaving. We're going to be adding TikTok shop for our books in addition to Amazon.
Yeah, so these are our books. How to draw manga books. We got 2 of them. We're going to be putting on the TikTok shop soon. So this is going to be super exciting for us. It's going to be fun.
It's been a long time in the making. Although, unfortunately, we're going to definitely run into inventory issues for sure with our books, especially. We're going to run into inventory books with our books, especially because
we only have
like less than 20 copies of book volume 2, and we need to order more.
Yeah.
And it's expensive to order more.
It is, and it takes a while to get there. But, we'll get there when we get there, right?
Mm-hmm. Wow, hater. You're back in the capital.
Wow.
You're going to see what happened to the watercolors. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I really hope that it lasts. So it did get delivered. It was just stuck there for a long time then.
That means it's not delivered then.
No, but what I mean was it stuck at a certain place?
Yeah.
And now she's going to go get it?
Undelivered. Delivered to the capital and successfully, I guess.
Yeah. Can I use this to draw? If you mean use the stream to draw and stuff and draw along, yes, absolutely you can. Is tracing privately a good way to learn art?
There are specific tracing assignments that I think can help to understand things, but they're usually used in addition to other exercises. We've talked about that a little bit before. But tracing privately, definitely tracing privately is better than tracing something and claiming it's your own.
Yeah. So I would say that's probably better than the other.
Yeah. Like, I think there are certain tracing assignments that when used to help understand something can be helpful. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude.
You guys have your own brush pack to do illustrations?
We have one brush.
We have one brush that you can get for free.
Yep, and it's on our profile here.
Yep.
And also, I wanted to let you know that we actually are running a Valentine's Day sale on Anime Art School. So if you're interested in grabbing Anime Art School, it's on a 20% off sale with the code LOVE.
LOVE.
And you can go check it out. If you've been wanting to pick up Anime Art School,
you can find it on our website, drawanganime.com.
So 20% off using the code LOVE at checkout. It's like $100 off.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah, you can DM us if you need it, but your name should be on the box, right? So as long as you have like an ID with your name, you should be able to get it. What do you think about? Do you think of constructive anatomy book? Like in general, constructive anatomy books? They're fine. They're good.
Yeah. I mean, what do you mean by constructive anatomy books? Like, do you mean like just breaking down the figure and stuff? Is that what you mean?
But yeah, heads.
Yeah, heads.
So,
let's get started with probably the main forms.
Angles.
Yeah, we could do a couple of different angles. I think that if you can break down the head into two forms, or maybe a few. But
Will, thank you for all the gifts, by the way. The roses.
Thank you.
The whatever those other ones are. You're awesome. There's a bunch of different gifts and stuff. Appreciate it. And Thomas, thank you as well for the heart me. Appreciate it.
So if you can just understand that a head is basically a sphere and a box with some extra angles, you basically can draw them in different angles as much as you want. Because some basic head forms is you got a sphere, you got the mask, which can be simplified to kind of like a tapered box. The sides are chopped off to make it look a bit flat, and you got something like this. So if you can then imagine yourself rotating this, what would it look like from the bottom view? Let's use this one here. What would it look like from the bottom view versus the side view versus the 3/4 view? I would try simplifying the head like this first before adding any features on top, just to get yourself familiar with the forms. So like, I would basically ignore all of this and just flatten. And so you end up seeing a form that looks like this. You know, that's pretty simple. So if I were drawing this if I were to draw this head looking up a little bit, I would basically move my center lines and all these perspective lines up a little bit more. They would just curve upward.
Bridgman's good.
Yeah, Bridgman's good.
I find it a little bit like, I don't know the word, implied, like there's it's kind of like gestural. Bridgman personally is not my favorite, just because I find it a little bit vague at times. Like, it's really kind of like, you'll know what I mean if you have the book, or if you have Bridgman stuff, especially like his drapery book. It tends to get very kind of like
loose
and
wishy-washy?
kind of wishy, like, yeah, it's
loosey-goosey, I don't know.
Loosey-goosey, I would say. So that's why I'm personally don't really use it all that much, but it's fine. Like, he's a great artist.
Yeah. And if especially if you're drawing from an angle like this, there's this plane right here. That's very, very iconic. It's like a triangle underneath the chin. Like that. And if you're drawing it from below, all the lines will basically curve downward because you're looking down at it, right? Here's the mask. Things get a little bit shorter towards the chin, but things get bigger towards the top because it's closer to you. And then you got head looking down. And then what I would do afterwards is I would just put in a little nose, and the nose can be as simple as just like a little triangular prism, just like that. This is what it looks like from the bottom, right? Basically like a pyramid, but kind of angled. So with this one, we're looking up at it, so that means we'll see the bottom of this triangular prism, and you just put it in there. Put it in there. And so I think you can try practicing the basic forms of the head by just adding forms on top. It kind of looks like your hat. I just realized. What software or app should I use to draw manga professionally? A lot of people like to use Clip Studio EX or something like that because that has like manga tools in it. Stuff like that.
I think a lot of legit manga artists just use traditional medium as well.
They do. They kind of use a blend between traditional and digital depending on like their comfort. So
there's this dude on TikTok who's a legit manga artist, and all of the stuff he draws is traditional. Like,
yeah.
He streams all the time. They're all traditional. It's cool.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah, I shared his TikTok in our Discord server not too long ago, and I just said this guy's legit.
Mm-hmm.
He is. He's good.
He is very
really
legit.
Good. It's like some old Japanese guy who streams it.
What app are you using right now? This is Procreate. So you can see that we have a lot of heads. I think another way to simplify heads is kind of imagining the wireframe. Especially if I have a head like this. Where's the side of the head? How is that flattened? Where's the cheekbone coming out? So always keep in mind that when you're drawing heads in different angles, you are thinking about the 3D wireframe. How does this go up? Well, like the peaks and valleys, right? What are the hills and little indentations that it has? Where's the ball of the mouth? How does the chin pop out? All that nuance is stuff that you're gonna have to think about. So this dips in because that's the brow, and that curves. This comes out because that's the cheek. And then because there's like a fat pad around the cheek area, it tends to be really smooth. So there's like a much smoother curve here. Does your book also work on semi-realistic art style?
I'm not really sure what you mean exactly. Like, as far as clothing folds and anatomy and figure drawing goes, yes. As far as the principles on shape language and posing and gesture and all of that stuff, yes. But the specific breakdowns of like anime heads where we teach you the exact proportions of like in specific anime style, no, that stuff would not.
Right.
But like all art styles share the same foundation. So, you know, the muscles or gesture or the concepts of figure drawing or shape language, right? Like design is universal.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Because semi-realism is just another variation of realistic stuff, and animes, in a way, you could argue it's semi-realism because it derives from realism. Especially the bodies, like the bodies and the proportions are from real life. They're just tweaked. So I would say, like, yes, you can definitely apply those same principles to whatever stuff that you're doing that has some realism in it.
but it also depends on which one of our books you get.
Yeah.
Book volume 2 is much more focused on creating and designing characters, and so that one would probably be more applicable to something that's more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Book number 1 is more like the basics of how to draw in that style.
Yeah.
But they all talk about like form drawing.
Mm-hmm. Form drawing, all that good stuff. Fundamentals. I would say if you know the fundamentals, you can switch styles like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get that colorful anime style head? I think it's a great visual reference.
Oh, you mean our Power Ranger Teletubby here?
Our modern art.
I drew on one of our
head models.
Head models the other day and made this abomination. But it actually really visually good to break up like the pieces of the head, in my opinion. I really like it.
I actually really like it too. It's
we
really
made
good.
it. Long story short, we made it.
Yeah.
Modeled this head in Blender, sculpted it, and then printed it on our 3D printer, and even gave it our little branding. Mm-hmm. And the good news is that we're selling these soon on TikTok Shop because a lot of people want them. It's going to come with a set of 5, and they're all different head styles. Like, here's an adult male, and we got like adult female, we got teen male, we got teen female, and then we have a chibi style, and we're going to sell them as a set on TikTok Shop, where we got a whole bunch of them printed out already.
Basically, you can draw your OC in any head angle now at that point.
Yeah, but this one was one I made for demonstration purposes on stream to help visualize.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I copycat when I create art, and I have a hard time finding a unique style. Is there such thing as an original style?
Not really.
Not really.
Like, everything is a remix, right? Everything is a derivative. So, like, which book shows the fundamentals of character design? It would be volume 2.
Volume
for
2,
sure.
yeah.
The fundamentals of the character design definitely would be in volume 2. That's all about designing characters. By the way, we are also getting this on TikTok Shop pretty soon. Right now, it's available on Amazon, but we will have it on TikTok Shop pretty soon.
Yeah.
Is Christina drawing all of them? Yeah, she draws the faces on them.
I did. I'm getting a lot better at it.
I did see you read a comment earlier that said, is part of drawing training yourself to see? I very much believe so.
I think so. Being observant, like finding the nuance of things.
Yeah.
Really
it's called
good.
the Anime Academy How to Draw Characters,
Yeah.
and it is by us. This is the cover of it.
I absolutely love this book to death. It's so fun.
That's what it looks
like. I
like.
loved making it.
Yep. Every single image in the entire book we illustrated. We put the whole thing together ourselves 100%.
Yep.
Right,
I'll definitely buy those heads. Sounds weird saying it like that. Yeah. Sounds kind of gruesome, you know?
Yeah, I'd like to know where I am with the camera zoom.
Oh, yes.
There we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, we focus on educational content for helping people learn how to draw. And so we do a bunch of different experiments, right? Like, we'll teach drawing with the Rubik's Cube. I've got my little XYZ stick here to help with perspective, right? So we could just, like, take this, line it up with the edge of a box on the camera, and we can start to visualize the 3D space, the XYZ axis, this super advanced sticks.
Which would be a really cool resource to sell as well, but...
And so the things that everybody likes a lot and finds helpful, we try to turn it into something that you can actually get as well.
Yeah.
Nice, Sai.
What's the brush you guys are using? Yes, here
That
it is.
is completely free.
That
You
is
can get it
free.
on our site here. We give it away for free. It's just the sketching brush that we always use on stream.
One of the ways that I love drawing heads and visualizing them is Krenz cubes. But I think just in a nutshell, it's basically just ratios of how a box is being turned. So from 0 to 90 degrees goes like this. One forward, here's a 90 degrees to the other side. So here's 0. Here's, what is it?
22 and a half.
22 and a half.
Which is 1/4 of a rotation.
Yep. Here's 45 degrees.
Yep.
67.5.
Yep.
And then
90.
So
you can train yourself to draw these boxes. Like, you can memorize how to draw the boxes, and you can kind of create this reference guide in your head of rotating objects.
And if you memorize the certain boxes, then you'll be able to see things a little bit clearer, and you're like, oh wow, I know which ratio this head is turning. So like if you just want to turn it slightly, use a 22.5 degree. If you want to see like both sides, like the side and the front kind of equally, use a 45. So that just means that both sides are roughly the same size.
You like my hat, Yumi? I'm glad.
And then the good thing is that most boxes just share the same, most angles just share the same box. So you're basically just drawing like multiple of the same boxes. So like for instance, 67.5 degrees is the same as 22.5. They're just reversed. So like you kind of memorize these patterns, and then as you continue drawing your heads, you're like, oh yeah, I can kind of recognize which box or which degree this is.
That ain't reversed.
That's not that. You're right. That is not. Yeah, that is a very wide camera. You're right. I wasn't concentrating.
There you go. It's better.
Yeah.
It's just like flip-flopped, right?
Yep. And then
7.5, and then you get the side now.
Yeah, side. So this is the front, turning around to the side, like that, and this is 90 degrees. So if we were to translate that to heads,
that's right, Trinity.
Here's a front view of a head, going straight forward, symmetrical.
We ship them worldwide because I'm from Paris. We're gonna try. We'll see. Probably is the answer.
Probably. It would be really cool if that was the case.
But every single time we mail something overseas, we have to fill out a customs form, and it takes a while. And so I don't know if that's gonna be like if we're just gonna start in the States and expand or not. We'll see.
Ice, lava, wood, metal. Oh. Can you do material studies? Colton knows how to do those. I don't know if we'll cover that today.
I don't know if we'll do material studies today. I've done them in the past.
Yeah, you got those swords and stuff.
Yeah, I did a little demos of that sort of thing in the past, like fire and wood and all that. I think I did an ice demo a long time ago. But I do like materials. We're mostly talking about head angles and stuff today, but we can talk about materials sometime soon.
Yeah. What brush are you using? You can get this brush for free on our website. So if you remember how I showed the side of the head that's kind of flatter, you can actually see it a little bit in this angle because like we kind of see the side of the head. So you can add it in here. Here's the side of the head. It's like mostly front view with a tiny bit of the side showing. And then you just kind of gradually start rotating the sphere. You can even start with the sphere and just like kind of mark out your center line just to kind of give a ratio as to like how much of this head do you want to see. I feel like a 45 kind of looks like this. Because here's the center line of the nose, here's the side. It feels like 45. Feels like 45-degree turn. And I think the ear is actually a great way to tell the perspective as well.
You know what we're going to be making? We're going to be making a little thing that this head can fit into that has like a little box around it. Yeah. So we can actually see the perspective on stream. It'll be like if this head was inside of, it's like the same colors too. It's like if this head was inside of this box here.
That'd be so cool. That's why I said it looked like a Rubik's Cube to me.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, if you drew like a grid, it would be a Rubik's Cube head. Rubik's Cube head. If you drew like grid lines like that. Is 3D models on Clip Studio cheating, or is it a good way to learn?
I don't particularly know if it's a good way to learn, but it's a good way to learn, speed up your process. You could use them to check.
Yeah, you could definitely use them to check.
I mean, I would just say cheating? No, you're allowed to use them. You're allowed to use
especially
whatever
if it's
you
available
want.
to you.
Holding progress back, maybe. It depends on how you use them. I mean, I think they're there for people who want to speed up their process.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like Clip Studio is not an educational program, it's an art program. And so people who draw are going to use the tools that they have available, you know?
Yep.
But as far as cheating, I would just be aware if you're using something as a crutch that's preventing you from getting practice at something.
Yeah. And I feel like if you use it and you don't really know what's going on, and you're like, well, but what tends to happen is you draw from the model, but then it looks bad because you don't really know how to modify to look good. That's what ends up happening. But like, I would use it to study, perhaps, if that helps.
It's just like a mannequin, like this or something, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just like a digital version of something like this.
Mm-hmm.
So you could use it to learn, or you could use it and it would, you know, stunt your growth. It just depends on how you utilize it.
How do you handle the back cranium of the head when it seems to extend further behind the ear? I don't know what that exactly means, handling the back. All I would do is just make sure that it pokes out from the ear, not too much like this, because that's way too much, or not too close to the ear where it looks like a flat head, like that. Like if your head looks like this, you need to extend a little bit more.
I think you draw heads like that sometimes.
I do sometimes draw heads like that. That's true.
I do too.
Yeah.
I make much more fatal mistakes than that, honestly.
So I would say, okay, let's say you're drawing the head here and you have this is the sphere. Mark out where your ear is. You can say here, okay, this is where my ear is going to be. Does it need to come out a little bit further, or does it look decently okay? If it looks decently fine, then, you know, sure, you can leave it. Or if you want to be a little bit safer, you can just extend it just by a tiny little bit. A little bit doesn't hurt. And it can look a little bit better that way anyways. People like a nice full back of the head, I guess. It just looks more natural. I would say it's probably a little bit better to go further out than it is to get too close to the ear, because this looks severely wrong. This you can kind of argue maybe, right? But it just depends on your tastes. What's the degree of the front again and side? So front is 0 degrees, side is 90 degrees, because you're making a rotation that's like 90 degrees apart, right? These are 90 degrees, so if you just turn it like this, from this side, wait, hold on, let me look. Here to here is 90 degrees. If I turn it to all the way to the side, there's a 90-degree angle. That's why it's like that. So basically, front is 0 degrees, side is 90 degrees, and then everything in between is just the calculations that you would make. So half is 45, because half of 90 is 45, and then half of that is 22.5, and then half of this is 67.5. I mean, yeah, there's a bit of math involved, but honestly, I think that associating these angles with their specific degrees helps me a lot to basically make the heads a bit more accurate. So I would say when you're doing these, just look at the ratio. Does this head feel like this ratio? If so, move on. And then afterwards, here's a direct side view. But notice that my heads are very simple. They're just like a mask with an extension for the nose. But I'm still thinking 3D. Like, this is not just a two-dimensional thing. Here's the back of the head. Here's the ear. Even in a side view, there's still going to be spacing between the back of the head and the ear. So just keep in mind of that if that's what you're concerned with. And here's the neck. And so you're just keeping in mind of multiple things. Like, how does the neck slowly turn as well when the head is turning? You'll notice that when I add in the neck, it's not straight down like this, but rather at an angle. And my other drawings kind of match that same vibe. And so there is one rotation. And it's basically the same on the other side. It's just symmetrical. Do you guys suggest learning anatomy or gesture drawing for fundamentals? If that's what you want to do, then I think, yeah, that would be part of the fundamentals if you want to do a lot of character art.
Both? I mean, is it an gesture drawing for fundamentals? Is that like or instead of? Or I guess I don't really understand the question exactly. Like, if you want to do characters of any kind or draw people, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do both. It's not one or the other, it's both.
Yeah. And it's not one before the other necessarily because they're different. Like, anatomy is like anatomical information about the body. Gesture is design.
Whoa.
What's this? Blazari. Thank you for the R5.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what that is
currency
exactly.
is
What
that?
currency is that? Thank you for sharing your knowledge. You're really important on YouTube. Appreciate
Aw,
it. Thank you for showing up
That's
and
so
having
sweet.
a good time, I guess.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Art Simplified, thank you as well. Your demo is extremely helpful.
Mm-hmm. I definitely include gesture and anatomy in our anime art school, which is, our program for teaching the fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, yeah, it's definitely very important to learn, especially if you want to do characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which,
But yeah, I mean, gesture is more of a design thing. It's like the design that's like underlying beneath something. Gesture is not exclusive to drawing people. Gesture is anything. If you draw a tree, there's a gesture. If you draw a landscape or an environment, there's a gesture. It's like the essence of the pose or the essence of what's happening. So it's like, and that's more of a design issue, right? Where you're sort of planning where the viewer's eye should go, right? You put a gesture into anything. You put a gesture in graphic design. Like, where do I want the first read to be? The second read? The third read? Where do I want the viewer's eye to travel?
Yeah.
And anatomy is like anatomical information, right? It's like info about the body. Like, where are the muscles? Like that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You just remembered you follow this account. Awesome. That's a great.
Yippee! That's a great thing to remember.
That's a great thing to remember.
So now the great thing about these upper angles is that they're basically the same box. It is the same box. It's just turned on its side. Because if I turn this on the side, it's all the same ratios. And so all you would need to do is just basically fill in the blanks. Here's a front view head. And if you have one of these handy dandy things,
You're a graphic designer trying to get into illustration, so you guess what's beneficial? I mean, what kind of illustration do you want to do? There's lots of different illustration. A graphic design is an illustration job. It's like,
I guess,
if a logo is an illustration. So like an illustration is like anything that's meant to be viewed by the consumer.
yeah.
So if you mean an illustrator of like characters, like so character design, so an illustrator of character designs, is that what you mean? Then yeah, you would definitely want both. Like if you want to get into character design and illustration, take a figure drawing class.
Yes.
We do have a figure drawing class coming up, funny enough. It starts on the 21st of this month. You can find it on our site, drawanime.com.
Yes.
But
right here. It's a teal button.
Yeah, we do have a figure drawing class coming up. It's our third term running classes.
Yep. And you get feedback on your homework and stuff as well.
You get feedback. You'll get a step-by-step walkthrough on constructing the entire human body, proportion, gesture, simple volumes. We go through all of the muscles. We give you feedback every single week on your work. It's over Zoom.
It is a paid program, by the way.
It's gonna be the teal button. It's gonna say like gesture and figure drawing I don't remember exactly what the name of it is. Let me find it.
Anatomy and figure drawing?
Yeah, something like that. It'll be very clear.
So these two angles are a little bit tricky because you're like, oh yeah, I see a little bit of this bottom here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Live Anatomy and Figure Drawing, February 2026.
Mm-hmm. Do you also use these concepts when you draw? It looks like you're able to draw without these.
Oh yeah, the concepts are exactly the same. She just imagines the guides in her head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to explain it exactly. Like, we'll do a demo in a little bit explaining that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. So when I'm doing these two angles, sometimes you'll end up sharing the same drawing. So what that means is sometimes all you have to do is just take the same drawing and just shift the form lines. So instead of it being straight on like this, you're tilting it up a little bit.
Yep.
And it looks good. Like that. You don't really see much of a difference. You don't need to like heavily draw the chin.
It's like the face goes up a tiny bit,
mm-hmm.
and you probably see like
it's like a tiny sliver of the underneath the chin.
A little bit of this, and you probably get a little bit of curvature. Like a little bit of curvature, right? It's not much. It's a very subtle difference. You'll just like it's like the difference between the boxes, right? You're just gonna see like a here. I'll switch this to mine really quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this. Oops, there's a really subtle difference, right? Like one of them is sort of like this
straight on,
and the other one is just going to be like that, and you might just see like a little bit under there.
Yep, exactly.
It's very, very subtle. The same with when like the head is looking down just a little bit. It tends to go like just a little bit down like that. Right? And then whatever, the neck would come out. The neck would come out. Neck comes out. So like these are like really simple. And then the ear is just like a little bit higher.
Little bit.
The ear is like a little bit lower. It's like these really subtle differences, right? And that's like how you would construct these heads from the beginning. And when you're like subtly shifting angles, you're like just nudging things over. Like pay attention to her ears, right?
Oh my gosh.
They're the top of them are at her the bottom of her eyelid.
Yeah, like right.
And now
here.
if I go like this and we go straight, the top of them are at the top of her eyelid. Or the top of her eyelashes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we look down a little bit, they're now at her eyebrows. It's this
moves.
very subtle shift.
Yeah. Which makes it difficult sometimes to digest, but the more you draw them and the more you just like looking at this and you're like, how do these features move?
Mm-hmm.
Like especially this one right here. This to me looks like a 45 because we kind of see an equal ratio of the bottom and the top. And notice how low the ears are now. So yes, the ears will change. The ear placement will change a bit.
I saw a comment earlier. Nanalu, where can I buy the small figure you just showed, please? I am French, sorry for my bad English. That's the second person from France this stream who wants them. We're going to be putting these on TikTok shop soon.
Yes.
So you will probably be able to get it.
I really hope so, because that'd be really cool.
They are our models, by the way.
Yes, these are our models. This is the part where it gets strange, where like the nose will start intersecting with the eyes, and so you gotta have to be like really careful to achieve the balance. Here's the nose. Here's the eyes. The nose will get closer to the eyes as you look up, and then the mouth will get a little bit further away. Here's the bottom of the chin, right in here. Here's the back of the head. This part always like trips me up because the back of the head is so big for these kind of characters that it like you can definitely see peeking through.
Yeah, dude, you could like you swing that thing around, it like break through a brick wall. Like the cranium is massive, dude.
It is for especially for these kind of characters.
It's like Toby's belly.
Yeah, it is like that. Hey, Cassie.
Hello, welcome.
I think it's hard because unlike this one where it's only a very subtle difference, this is starting to change a lot. And if the overlaps aren't correct, it can look just really awkward. And if you emphasize this part too much, it looks even worse. So you have to like play a lot with the subtleties of the shifts, like of the angles and stuff. So yes, this part is pretty difficult. This part gets even more difficult because everything gets squished now. So if I'm moving this way, notice how close together the features are now, especially the eyes and the nose. The good thing is, you'll kind of just see this. You'll see the bottom of the chin. You'll see the nose popping out, and the eyes get much smaller, and the nose and the mouth gets smaller. So you just end up seeing something like this. It looks very awkward. Can't really help that, unfortunately.
Like the positioning of it. Position-wise, it tends to look like that. The forehead comes out quite a bit. The brow ridge comes out quite a bit.
And it's just a hard angle to draw. You know, where do the ears land? If I just travel this and take this down here, just it looks like it's about here. And then here's the back of the head. And then here's the neck. This is where you'll start seeing that the chest instead. So when you block it with the chest, block the end of the neck with the chest, it looks more natural. See, look how much more natural that looks. You just add in shoulders and arms, and you got like a body that's you're looking up at. This person could be laying down for all we know. Line art thickness would matter a lot here, will it?
Not really. You could. I think it would matter just as much as any other drawing.
Yeah.
Overlaps would matter a bunch here. Like what forms are overlapping what? Like from this angle, I'll do a little thing.
Go ahead.
From this angle, like if you imagine the body as like a series of forms, right? When you view it from a really low angle, what ends up happening is you start getting like this. You start getting overlaps like this. So showing those overlaps is going to show you the depth a lot, right? Like if say we had, I don't know, we had like a sphere and then we had a box and then we had another sphere, the overlaps are going to be very, very apparent where one form is going to be intersecting another form a whole lot. So what ends up happening with the face is like, right, the top of the head, maybe like the brow ridge, the nose, and the cheek, and your eyes kind of come down. Like this is your cheekbone, right? And then you have whatever, your eyes like this, your eyelashes coming out, and then your lips coming over maybe like this, right? So you get these forms overlapping. This face kind of looks cursed, but you have this happening, right? Whereas if it's a front view like this or whatever, like you don't get those extreme overlaps of forms. And it's really clear when you show the model, right? When the model gets shown. Here, tilt that model up for me. Yeah, it's like... Here.
Well, even the eyes get extremely squished.
Yeah. You have that sort of thing. And then the mouth, you know, you can have like... Boop. And even up here, you know, if you had hair, it would come probably out a lot, like that sort of thing. Or if you were wearing a hat like me.
Do you record these streams? It's 4 a.m. in the morning. Yes. We're streaming on YouTube as well. Thank you, Lau.
Right, you might end up getting something like that. And then there's the chin. You wouldn't see the propeller at all, right? And then there's that hard part exactly, which is like, you kind of get a shape like this. Like
I find that part, because it's just so hard, it's really hard to make it look elegant.
Yeah.
It's so hard to make it
look elegant. But that's essentially what's happening when you look at it from a low angle, is everything is getting very compressed and the forms of the face itself get very overlapping.
Yeah. For me, I'll look at the individual components of like the eyes, for example. Like the eyes, for me, I struggle with that the most, is making sure that the ratio of the eyes look natural, because my instinct is to draw eyes in perspective like this, which is just a pure front view. But that's not what happens. If you take and plant a eye on top of a sphere, what you're gonna see is this.
Yeah, all these streams are recorded and they're all on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. So like if you're tilting this eye further up, you're going to see more of the curvature of the upper lid. Instead of it just being curved on both sides, it's more curved towards the top. So like this looks more natural when you're looking up at something. And if you're looking down at something, you basically just draw the lid going along that same form line. That's why it's hard to draw these angles. It's because you don't really know how far it turns. And then when you add it with a head angle, it's even harder, right? But it's like you can even think of it like this. Here's an eye in a front view. It's just like in a square. As the eye goes into perspective, whether if it's up or down, it's probably going to converge like this and get even smaller and smaller. So you'll basically have to compress this eye shape into this square as it goes back into perspective and keep that same ratio. So like that's essentially what it's doing. But because it's round, I like to use a sphere instead. I just put my pen down after that. Yeah. That's why drawing's hard, right? But it's like a fun problem to solve sometimes. That's why I like looking at how other artists like to break it down, because I think it's always interesting when other artists, they don't even draw this part right here. They'll just like shade it. But like they're doing the same thing. They're just not using line. Is that made with paper? No, this is plastic. PLA. We 3D printed this ourselves, which we're going to be putting this on TikTok Shop soon, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be pretty heckin' cool. We're going to have 5 heads. They're all like different head shapes, like an adult male, adult female, teen male, and a chibi along with this one right here. So that's going to be really, really cool. And then the nose. I think it's always good to understand the basic forms of the nose and just all the features, because how are you going to draw them in different angles if you don't know, if you're only memorizing stickers, right? So I think if you want to draw heads in different angles, learn the basic forms of the nose, the eyes, the mouth, and how they attach onto the face. So the nose, for example, for most faces kind of look like this. It's like a box that's this kind of feels like a trapezoidal prism. I don't even think that's even a thing, but it's basically like a box that's just stretched this way, and then here's like the bridge of the nose. So if you know how to draw a box going downward, it's easier to draw this downward. So here is what this would look like if we're looking down at it, because this, we don't see the bottom of this anymore, we see the top. Here's what it looks like if we're looking up at it. How much easier would that be to draw heads in different angles if you know what happens here, physics-wise? Like, if you know how to rotate it in your head, right? Let me think. And then, if we're just looking completely up at it, we only see the nose flares, like this.
That's a good point, Tori.
What?
I never pinged the server.
Oh my gosh.
I got to get a drink, bro. I needed my gamer subs.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do that.
Chat's gone now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So now let's work on this one here. That's the same thing with animals, right? Animals will have slightly different, will have majorly different forms depending on the animal. But I would say, like, if you're drawing a dog or a cat, they'll both have a similar, like, looking snout. You can generally just attach a cone at the end of a sphere like this, and then just chop the side so it's flatter, and then you can build an animal head on top of this form, and then you can add like little cheekums, weekums. Boop boop. Not that this is a good dog. It looks kind of like like a Yoshi Mario character. I don't know.
Better than a Power Ranger Teletubby, dude. It literally does look like one.
Power
That's
Ranger
crazy.
Teletubby.
That was like the first thing that instinctively came into Kevin's head. He called this a Power Ranger Teletubby. It kind of looks like one too. This is sick though, dude. Imagine if you looked like this and you went to school.
I didn't know you. I'm watching for 5 minutes and I already learned so much. Thank you. You're welcome.
Awesome.
And if you really, want to get better, you can also check out our Anime Art School, which is our program,
Yes.
1-year self-paced program for learning the fundamentals of art to get better, so you can draw your own stories.
Yeah,
someday.
if you're really wanting to get better at the fundamentals, so you can draw your own characters and make your own stories and stuff, we do have an online school. It is big. It is a year-long program, and it's at your own pace, so you can go through it whenever you want. There's a lot of classes. There's a figure drawing class, a clothing costume drawing class, a painting and rendering class. Yeah, stuff like this. These are like demos, and you do a bunch of facial expressions and heads from different angles and all kinds of stuff. So, and it is 20% off right now, by the way.
Yes.
With the code LOVE.
Yeah.
Because it's Valentine's Day.
It is Valentine's Day.
And we love
you guys.
Valentine's Day. We love you guys.
So, yeah. We're doing that promotion. Here's the anatomy stuff. If you've always wanted to learn anatomy but didn't know where to start, we've both taken a lot of anatomy and figure drawing classes. So it's basically all the stuff that we learned that we find actually help ourselves, and then we put it in there. These have really, really good assignments as well. But yeah, we also have students in the chat that have currently taking this class. That does not sound good. And then here is the perspective stuff. It's a very, very comprehensive class. So once again, if you want to check it out, go to drawanime.com, and if you want to get it at 20% off, use the code LOVE at checkout. Do y'all have a favorite piece of art you've done? I don't think I have a favorite, but I feel like every new piece that I work on will become a favorite. So I'll just show you real quick one of the pieces that I'm working on right now. I haven't showed anyone this yet. Oops. But it's just a personal piece I've been working on. This is a piece I'm currently working on. It's a Miki, Colton's character, and I was just really inspired by a certain pose. And so I was like, I have to put Miki in this. And so this is the current favorite right now, just because I'm really just trying to lock in on it, on just trying my best. And I really like this piece. So yeah, there we go. That's one of my favorites. Will there be watercolor, acrylic, or oil classes in the future?
If there will be, it would be a watercolor one.
Yeah.
But we don't currently have any plans for it. Christina does have a good amount of experience with watercolor. That's the thing we've used the most.
Okay, this dog is actually kind of cute looking, I guess. Yummy, yummy. Anything can be built with basic forms. So if you know the dimensional drawing part, like, you can basically build anything. Can I see the first head pose? First? I don't know what the first head pose is, but there's a few here if you want to just take a screenshot.
You love my hat. Thank you.
Did you finish the Christmas one with the gifts? Yes, I did. I actually did. I posted a while back, but yeah, I finished that piece as well. I actually like that piece a lot too.
I haven't done a favorite piece of art, but I did finish something lately that I quite like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished this one lately. I enjoyed it a lot. This cute little nostalgia core bedroom. And then I made a crop of it that I like quite a bit right here.
We're thinking we could put Abby in there.
Yeah, probably going to put Abby in there. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was a fun little painting.
Do you mean this one? Far left. I'll be posting this in live demos on our Discord server, so if you want to take a closer look at these drawings, you can do that. Perfect lo-fi vibes, yeah.
Perfect lo-fi vibes. How long did that take you? What?
That piece.
The room that I did, or the Abby, head that Christina did? My piece.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 hours, 4.5 hours.
Yeah. I personally find that lower head angles are actually easier for me to draw. Maybe it's because I'm more familiar with it. But I think the foreshortening of it feels a little bit easier than a top view. Not top view, than one from above. And I think it's also because the nose likes to cover a lot of stuff. So like you'll notice that as your head gets lower and lower, the nose starts covering the mouth, and there's like that very specific overlap. And then you'll also see that the neck is getting shorter and shorter. So you actually see more of like the traps here instead. Because of those overlaps. Very finicky with the overlaps, I think. And then as you go further and further downward, you'll just only see the nose and a little bit of the cheek and a bit of the ears. Everything else is basically like non-existent.
Mm-hmm. You go.
Yep, look at that. Barely anything showing.
You'll see like the snout come out.
Yep.
Which you see there.
Mm-hmm.
But the eyes get really, really squished. And actually, the rest of the face does too.
You'll kind of see the cheek area kind of coming out like this. This kind of curved shape. Almost like a bracket. It's like a bracket. This is where the nose comes out. This is where the cheek comes out. And if you use that specific shape, you know, that I feel like that works pretty good. Oh, that's cool.
Let me go to this one. That's the cheek.
Oh, that's cool. If you're doing one that you're looking straight up at, it's just chin. You know, funny enough, the head is really strange because it actually tapers inward. So you'll get this instead of something that's completely round, and then you get the nose like that. It's kind of like the opposite effect, but this one I think is harder because there's more components and overlaps involved.
I did want to show this really quick, which is like lighting information. Ooh. So for example, the head model is really, really good for like light and reflected light and colored light and everything. That's actually one of my favorite things about the model is the ability to like light it from different angles. I think it's super useful.
Cool.
So we were taking some videos earlier as demonstrations and like really enjoy that.
Yeah, that is actually really cool looking.
Yeah, they look pretty sick. So not only can you look at them from any angle, but you can also light them from any angle. So it's basically like a head model that you can rotate and light from any angle.
Mm-hmm.
And Christina did some demos a while back of the heads like lit from different angles.
Oh yeah, I think I know where they are. I know what to look for.
Like they give you shapes.
Yeah.
When you light something, it gives you shapes.
Something like this, for example.
Yep. Like that one right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it gives you information on the shapes that you see.
Rembrandt.
Half lighting.
Top down. Top lighting, backlight.
Yeah,
oh,
like
there's
lighting
this one
from below.
Right here. This was actually done using those head models.
Yeah.
So look how convincing it is. And then there's this one too. I really like this kind of lighting scenario for some reason. Maybe it's because it feels very satisfying on this part here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did a few other studies pretty soon afterwards. I need to find that. There it is. Here's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Candlelight. Let's just talk about color theory and stuff. I think that was the only one that we looked at more with reference for those heads. I thought I saw another one earlier. But yeah, I thoroughly think that I've used a fair share of the anime heads here. And if I were to, let's say, shade this head here, if you know the forms of the head, it becomes very easy to shade. Like if my lighting is coming from the side, kind of towards the back, I'll probably get like some kind of rim. But I will treat this like a sphere. So one side will be in darkness, one side will be in light. And I'll kind of just like really simply put in a large shadow for this. And a little bit of light. And look how convincing that looks. Straight out of a manga panel. you can see have a really cool moment of a speech bubble, meaning like saying something profound or something.
Yeah.
But that's how lighting achieves mood and stuff, right?
We have a stream where we talk about ambient and reflective light, like how to choose the colors and where to place it according to the light source. Yes. Well, back during the stream that I did this demo right here, I talked a lot about color theory and lighting and shadow and material. Lots and lots and lots of ambient light. All this is blue from the sky. I did a lot of talking about it in that. I did a lot of talking about it in this stream as well when I did this demo. Lot of ambient reflected bounce light.
There's that. Well, there's a few other demos that you did. Oh, here's this one right here. Overcast versus something that's very dynamic, like
Even
this.
just the other day, I talked about it a little bit on stream when I did this demo, because like clouds are almost entirely reflected light, right? Like this whole shadow side right here, that's almost all reflected light from the sky and the ground. So like shadow or clouds are really interesting because they have very minimal value ranges most of the time. We do cover it relatively often on the stream though.
Something that I find interesting is, let me think here.
And Christina will talk about it when she does certain demos. Where's the one with like Abby and the June and stuff?
Oh yeah.
I don't know where it is.
I know it's pretty close. So this one, no, this one's with Miko. Like that.
A little bit.
That was a little bit. I know which one you're talking. Oh, there it is. This one?
Yeah, she talked about it a bit in this as well. Where was that one with like June with like the rim lighting or like the fill light or something?
Okay, I know.
Someone with fill light. I don't remember who it was.
Let me see.
We do cover this quite often on various streams. Yeah, like that sort of thing.
I love that one.
We'll talk about it on this side on these sorts of demos. Right? Like this one has incredibly large amount of ambient light. That's why Miko's shadow side of her face is so bright.
You can get this brush. I use this brush, the same exact brush, for these little paintings here, so you can get it for free on our website.
Yep. Completely free. The brush that we use always is available for download free.
I will generally think, okay, I just choose random colors, for example. Like this one was completely random. I just chose a dark purple. I just literally use this as the background color, and then I chose a purple, and I basically mixed those two together. So like all the lit side will have that purple, that violet purple tint mixed in with the shadow tone, and then everything else will kind of just be a lot simpler. So the formula that I used was, just do it here.
Someone did ask earlier to see our finished art.
Oh.
I can show some of that if you want.
Yeah, sure. So the bright lights will be this pink because I chose it, but because we can't just leave this pink alone, it's got to affect something, right? So all I did was I just went like this. I mixed it in, and there's my skin tone. That's it. And the shadow side will just be cooler. So sometimes I'll kind of like blend this in a little bit more to make it feel more like a shadow. But that's it. That's all I did. No color picking or choosing random colors required.
Yeah. It's astoundingly not very important what color something is. Like, it is way less important than you think it would be. As long as there's some kind of, like, even very loose logic behind why something is a certain color, it just does not matter what you make it. You can make things so many colors. Like, who's to say the sky is not red in this environment and they have a green light on the ground lighting them from below? It's much more important to separate light and shadow than it is what color fills the light and shadow. It just doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah. So, like, that's it. We can see clear light, clear dark, little bits of light here and there. It's very clear to see. And then you're good. See here, I'll add a little bit of a mouth, and you could just carve like, I'll carve the top side of the lip out with light. I'll show the bottom side with dark, and you're just sculpting with shadow and
like
light.
the light and shadow shapes.
Yeah,
it's like what is hitting what is hitting the head. Like, where is the light hitting the head, and where is the head not being lit? And you're just basically sculpting using that.
Yeah. I feel like it's probably better like this. Oh, thank you, Barry.
Anyways, this is Christina's work. This is what it looks like. These are studies of hers. We do go through this relatively often lately. So if you're wondering about her artwork, here's expressions of her character that she did. Ray. These are our characters. Here's Tira. Here's Miki. Here's June. And I guess that's all she finished.
Yeah.
Dude, you need to do a Miko.
I know. I need to finish Miko's.
Here's some art of her character as well.
I like to do dark images.
She hates this piece now, by the way.
I don't like this piece anymore.
I like it. I think it's great.
Do? Oh, thank you.
Here's Miki.
I made her hair too fluffy.
Hers here?
No. Ray's.
Oh.
Miki's hair being fluffy is totally a-okay fine.
Here's some clothing that Christina did.
I showed them earlier my current Miki piece that I'm working on as well.
The funny thing is Christina's portfolio has basically no line work, even though that's virtually all she does. Christina's not a painter.
But all my work
and it's
is
like
painted?
You're telling me this is from a not painter.
I did like the most recent Ray portrait though, the red light one. Very
that
yeah, that one is. I like that portrait a lot. It
That's
feels
fun.
more like her.
That's fun, yeah. And then this is my work. So I teach painting. This is a still life demo that I did for my class. I do environment work. Here's some clothing studies
I
as well.
love those.
This kind of stuff. 5-value system. Paintings. I was a background artist. Yeah, I am more of a
Funny
painter.
enough, you do have a lot of line work images.
I do painting and line work.
Yeah.
I did a lot of line work for work.
You can see those on ArtStation. So if you just look up Colton Dubell ArtStation or Christina Wu ArtStation, you'll be able to find us there.
Very different work, huh? It's funny because I'll do something like this, and then I'll turn around
and just do something cutesy.
Yeah, like something like this.
The Abby one. Yeah.
If it would load, there it is. I still think this piece is cute.
It
reminds me of like a little farm simulator or something, like a little
farming game. Yeah. Wait, do the Miki one.
This one.
That one.
I like this one.
I like that one too. You could even see a little bit of the process as well.
Yeah. So I did really, really, really rough sketch here. Like this is how rough my sketch is, just like setting up little stuff compositionally. A little bit more of a refined line work. And then I'll go through and paint it like that.
So bright and cute.
But anyways, yeah, that's our work. Where can we see those? Yeah, our ArtStation.
Yep.
Can I do a full clothing tutorial today? I don't know if we're going to cover clothing today.
Colton has done a clothing tutorial on our YouTube channel. We actually edited out from a stream.
Although it's not like all the way completely finished rendered like those studies I showed.
Well, let's see, where were we at?
Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, Rubik's
Teletubby.
Cube. Yeah.
Rubik's boy. Rubik's superhero. This is cool. It kind of looks like an old anime superhero or something. You know what I mean? Kind of feels like that.
Ray's my middle name. Really? Yippee.
You already watched that one on YouTube?
You did? Okay.
Noise. We'll have to do more in the future.
Like more like full finished studies.
Yeah.
You're talking about like the ones that Colton did that's like painted and all that stuff, right? Maybe we can do a few more Krenz Cube angles. The part where things start getting difficult is when you take this angle, but then you twist it to the left or to the right. So if I were going to take this, the good thing is that we can use basically the same ratios. Let's say if I want a head that's like this, but I'm going to turn it to the side. Well, this is where the ratios come back. Where it's a 22.5 degrees, but the angles little bit higher. We're seeing the bottom side this time. And then 50-50, which kind of looks like a little symbol. Looks like a honeycomb or something, like a car brand. All of this is the same except for this right here. So these two sides are the same. This side we only see a sliver of.
Is Apple there?
No, unfortunately, he's not there today.
Toby, you here?
Toby's here?
Student Toby. I'm asking. I'll get Apple.
Yeah, let's get Apple.
Oh, the noise was just Toby knocked the cardboard box off of the cat nest that I
Okay, so it's not even his fault.
No.
Oh, okay. Toby does, Cat Toby does tend to, push things off when he doesn't want it there, which I think is a funny quirk. And then this box is just reversed.
Apple baby.
Apple!
He's here.
Hi, baby. Oh, you're so cute.
No. The precious.
The precious. Working on my secret admirer entry while listening to the stream. Heck yeah. Oh my gosh. What's with your pose, Apple?
There he is.
He's so cute. You gonna clean? Both Applejack and Toby are extremely chill.
What cups do I have today? I actually have my Melody today.
And cup of the day.
Cup of the day. Little red 40 juice and my Melody.
Applejack, are you gonna come and say hi? Yep.
You bothered me, now you face my wrath of doom.
Here you go. There's a peek of Apple for you.
It's like one of those shots when there's like a boat in the water and it's like Godzilla and there's like an overhead shot and like the beast swims underneath of the boat.
Literally. What helps me to draw in these angles is I just always curve the eye line. Sphere, mark out your center line, curve the eye line.
Kittyzilla, yeah, exactly. You planned on spending all of Friday evening doing classes, but somehow got voluntold for overtime.
What?
Bruh, that sucks. Well, at least you have it forever.
What is
Voluntold. Someone told them to do it.
Oh.
Someone volunteered them to do it unwillingly.
Okay.
If you be up at 4 a.m. on Saturday, go to bed. I mean, I don't know what time zone you're in, so maybe it's like the morning for you. Apple is named after the cereal because the rescue named all of the cats that came in that batch in a box after cereal brands.
Applejack was a father before he came over here.
Father Applejack had many kittens.
Look at you, dad bod. And then he got neutered, and now he just look chunky. Cute though. This part right here, always keep in mind of the brow ridge. Anytime that you're like kind of starting to look to the side of the head, brow ridge and cheekbone. Look at where this comes out. Oh, boop boop. These two little bumps. If you miss them, your head will look flat.
Here.
Even on characters that have very smooth faces, you'll still see it. It's just curves instead of angles. Like that, yeah. For the most part.
Kind of like that. Is it 45? Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's a 22.5.
Oh.
But I probably drew it wrong.
Close enough. There you go.
Yeah, it's more like that.
It's pretty sick, dude. Couple questions. Number one, when did they had Count Chocula?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Count Chocula?
Maybe.
Probably.
A couple questions. There was something earlier. I want to get back at digital art so much, but seeing AI replacing us makes me have no motivation. There's a really good video on YouTube called AI Can't Take Art Away From Me by a guy named Christoph Young. I would definitely recommend watching it if you're feeling demotivated because of AI. very good video, talks about how AI cannot take away your ability to experience the world deeply by drawing and learning about the world and enjoying the act of creating. It's a very human experience to create, and nothing can take that away from you. And I really recommend that video to anybody who feels demotivated because of AI and is afraid, because it's like creating art is a very deeply human experience, and it will enrich your life regardless of what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
And I think that in this day and age, we need artists more than ever.
That's true.
Because as the sterile yuckiness and millennial gray world takes over, we need more creatives to keep things interesting and fun and alive. I think artists are more needed now than ever, because there is a battle going on for boringness, and we need interesting
utilitarian.
We need interesting concepts and people creating art. Like, you're literally fighting a war for the future of humanity, basically. Like, and to put it in so many words, I think that's exactly how it is.
And if AI is demotivating you, that's part of the battle.
Yeah.
Don't let it get to you.
You having fun and creating art and being inspired is the solution.
Well, I feel like just these days, the concept of using AI and even like in writing or in art is just so heavily frowned upon. At least the majority of it, from my perspective, is just people don't like it. People can tell when you use it, and it just kind of cheapens the product, which that's just what ends up happening.
Yeah. I just look at it from a perspective of, I want my own life to be rich and colorful and fun.
Yeah.
And creating art, creating music, whatever creative industry you're in, is a way to express that, regardless of anything else going on in the world. It's, but also getting very wrapped up over like complaining.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I don't get wrapped up over it, and I don't complain about it all the time, and I don't
let it become a main
because
conversation.
it's like, if it's gonna wreck my life, like, it can wreck my life by, say, making me lose my job, which would not necessarily wreck my life, or it could wreck my life by absorbing all of my thoughts 24/7 and making me depressed, which would also ruin my life. So, like, I don't want to let it do that either.
Yeah.
It's just not something that I want to let affect me, because it's my life and I need to take, control of my thoughts and
keep every thought captive.
I mean, if Christina and I were sitting here depressed because of it, we wouldn't be streaming and teaching and having fun and building an awesome community and running events and all that. Because like that would wreck the art community, right? And that would have nothing to do with AI. That would have to do with our response emotionally to it. So we just don't want to allow ourselves to go down the path of quitting awesome stuff because of how we feel, because I feel like it would be a disservice to our community as well. Like, we want to run cool events. We want to draw and create art and inspire people and make stories and make fun characters together, and we can do that.
Yeah.
Like, nothing's stopping us from doing it.
Well, at this point, it's kind of here to stay. So
yeah,
it's our decision of how to treat it.
That's my yap about that subject for today.
Yes.
Dude, those are good. Wait, is that what you make us, a London fog, when we have tea?
The only difference is I don't know if they have put lavender in this or not. I don't put lavender in ours. I just have Earl Grey. It's an Earl Grey latte at this point. I want. It's very good. I always leave the tea bag in there because it makes it nice and strong. What tablet should I choose for digital art? Any thoughts? Whatever is budget friendly. There's a lot of budget friendly tablets for around these days, like Huion and XP Pen. There's also things that are like Surface Pro, which is both a computer and a tablet, and you can probably put a lot of different programs on there too.
That line on the face, is that eye line or eyebrow? I think
it's eye line.
For her, it was the eye line, but I think she tends to put a line on the head just to show the three-dimensional form. It's kind of like a perspective grid.
Yeah.
And so she knows the proportions of the head, so that line could actually be higher or lower.
It could.
And it doesn't really matter. It's just a perspective grid for her at this point.
Mm-hmm. All these are just perspective grids.
So it's like, it's not a science, right? It's like, you put a line, it's just showing the form of the face.
Yeah.
And so she'll go, when I place the eyes, do I need to put the eyes higher or lower or on the line? And that's just going to be a decision that she makes when she gets there.
Mm-hmm.
So like some of the times the line may be higher, sometimes it may be lower, but it's always showing the form.
Yes.
I think, and I'm not saying that you're doing this at all, but I think this is a really good point, is that people tend to get very wrapped up with like, oh my gosh, the specific, it's like, what do I use this specific line for?
Yeah.
And
How
I'll
do I
see people who will
calculate?
put a line down and they're like, this is the eye line, and it'll be like way too high, and then they'll put the eye on it and it'll be way too high.
Yeah. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll be like, okay, here's my eye line. But then as I continue drawing the face, it might be too high. So I'll just be like, okay, well, that's just the eyebrow now. And I'll just put the eye here. It's like, it's just a placeholder. No stress or anything, I guess. Like this, to me, it's more of like an eye line, because I can either put the top of the eye up here, or maybe it could be in the middle. It doesn't really matter depending on the eye shape and head size.
Mm-hmm. You want to know how I figure out where to put an anime eye?
Where? How?
I'm going to humiliate myself by drawing a terrible anime head
It's not
right
going to
now.
be bad.
I figure out where to put the eye based on where the cranium meets the snout coming out.
Ooh.
Like this.
Yeah.
So I know when this dip happens, I'm going to have my eyes in there. And so I can go, I'm looking up at the head, right? Remember, no inherent perspective. I'm looking up at the head from below.
It's very similar to what I do, actually,
I'm looking
too.
down at the head from above.
Now we need to try this out.
Look at that.
Ooh, okay.
Right? Like, I know. So it's like, all I know is that when this dip happens, I need to put, or I could just go straight. Like, this is the eye line. Here's my jaw. Right?
Where the
And it's,
cheekbone is and
by
the
the
brow
way,
ridges helps a lot.
literally this red, the edge of this red, that's what I drew. It's just this kind of like
Yep.
little curve, right? So I can go, ooh, that would be a pretty good TikTok idea, right? You
Ooh.
draw this right here, and you just go looking down at the head,
Yep.
looking up at the head, looking straight at the head. And so I
Basically,
know what.
I would keep in mind, what are the non-negotiables for your features? Like, where do you want the nose to end?
Do you recommend
You know?
Coolorus? I just saw that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love Coolers.
I love Coolorus. It is the best
Best.
color plugin for Photoshop, in my opinion. If you use Photoshop and you paint or do art, Coolorus to me is an absolute must. I actually bought it twice because you only get 2 activations, and I use it on 3 computers. So
Is that good?
it is so good, dude. Coolorus is so good. HSV sliders. You can do complementary, where it automatically maps out. You can do complementary, triadic, what is this? Tetradic, triadic, complementary, analogous, accented. Well, I don't really use those that much, but I'll tell you one thing right here. This little button, this little light button, luminosity lock, is the #1 best invention in the history of mankind.
Mm-hmm.
I'll explain it to you right now. I'm getting off track, but like this is pretty
it's
important,
fine to
guys.
get off track.
If I turn this off and I choose red, and I go and say I'll draw over here with red, right? So this luminosity lock is insane. Red, draw, turn it off. I'll change the color to say blue, right? Draw. If I turn it black and white, you can see that this red and this blue are way different values, right? The red is a lot lighter than the blue. But if I turn luminosity lock on and I draw with red and I change it over here to blue, look at this. It keeps the value much closer. Although for some reason it didn't work that well that time. I don't know why. But like, let's say it should have done this. it should keep the values the same. And I don't know why it didn't work that time. I probably did something wrong.
It's fine.
It'll keep your values the same instead of making them different. So it
why is that
allows you to
important?
paint with simultaneous contrast,
Oh.
which is exactly what I used in the Homie.
Which painting are you talking about?
Here it is.
Oh, there it is.
I painted with simultaneous contrast in this cloud scene. You can see that there's an edge between... Here we go. Here's the box of the cloud, right? Let's just say like this. And here's the bottom of the cloud. This edge right here is an edge made by color, not value. So if I turn this black and white, this is one value. And I'm allowed to group my values more effectively. And I can show that edge using a warm to cool rather than a light to dark. And it allows me to more effectively keep track of my value grouping. And so it works really well on a lot of things.
So how about you just paint on the cloud and basically make a completely different value for the bottom and see how that would look? Because I feel like with clouds especially, they're very picky.
So I could put purple on the bottom.
Yeah.
And now everybody's going to go, I love the colors. Oh my gosh.
They're so pretty. Oh, it is a very pretty color, the
What
combination.
style is that called?
You know what I mean? Like, it is. And it's because the values are grouped well. Like, if I had purple on the bottom of the clouds, like, who's to say you don't have a big purple field of flowers down here bouncing up nice purple light into the shadows? You can make that argument easily. Yeah, it's a big giant field of flowers. Right? Or it's a big giant lake of
Pink.
You know what I
milk,
mean?
I
Like,
don't know.
that would literally cause this to happen. Like, if it was a big lake of pink down there, that would happen. But anyways, I just wanted to explain what that luminosity lock is, and it's really useful. Like, you learn to do this naturally as you get better at painting. Like, you know, you choose a color, and you turn it off, say, and I go to, say, maybe, like, I don't know, this, and I'll go, like, okay, maybe it's, like, that. Yeah,
Ooh.
almost exact. It's, like, super close.
You can see that little outline between the colors.
Yep,
just,
you can
and
see
that's-
where they merge together right there.
That's generally a tall tale sign.
But when you start seeing these colors vibrate against each other, that's when you're starting to get some simultaneous contrast happening. It's when the color is very different, but the value is very similar. And boom, it's right there. So nice for quality of life. Because even if I have to make some adjustments, I'm already most of the way there. Especially if you know, like, color theory relatively well. Like, it's a lifesaver. But long story short, yes, I recommend Coolerus. I very, very, very much recommend Coolerus.
I really recommend it too.
I had to jump on that question because I'm a
It's so
Coolerus
good.
fanatic.
Yeah. I don't think I can live without Coolerus at this point as an artist.
Which one do you think feels most natural, the square color picker or the triangular one? I think the triangular color picker is more natural. Like, this is a really interesting topic as well because, like, the triangular color picker, for example.
Pickler?
Yeah, the pickler. There, we'll make it like a pickle color. The triangular color picker, this end point is like the most vibrant, most saturated, brightest version of this color, right? And so is this. And so is this. But if I go to the square one, it's kind of like the square one is kind of like, where the heck is it, dude? Oh, there it is. The square one is kind of like the map of the earth. Some countries, some colors are getting stretched more than they otherwise would be. So if I come up here, this one's not getting stretched very much. Blue should technically be like down here because the highest value blue is kind of dark, right?
Yeah.
They're our highest
I feel
value,
like-
most saturated blue. If I turn this black and white and I take it next to yellow, the blue is way darker than the yellow. And so technically the blue should be way down here. But as long as you know this, I don't think working with the square is a problem at all. Like, I know that. I know blue is dark. And so if it gets pulled all the way up here, it's dark. Like,
Yeah.
I know it. And so if I move to yellow, like, see, there's where the blue was. It would be this dark. Like, the blue is this dark
Cool
if
color
that were
combination.
yellow, right?
I think that with the square, it almost feels like it's like from white to full color, full saturation color. But that I feel like that's maybe how it's structured.
I like the square one.
I like the square one. I use a square one a lot.
I use the square one almost exclusively. But when
Yeah.
I'm painting traditionally with like paint, I don't have any. I just have to know blue is dark, right? I have to know when I'm squeezing out an ultramarine blue, I'm going to be mixing it with a cad orange to neutralize it. I'm going to be mixing it with alizarin crimson to make it purpler. I'm going to be mixing it with, you know what I mean? Like,
You just
I
warm or
know
cool it
color,
down.
so it doesn't really matter what shape it's stretched into. I could paint with a star-shaped color wheel, but I don't think the color picker... I'm sure that there's people on both sides who make a great argument, but I don't. It doesn't really matter to me. I use the square. I just always used the square. I don't really care that much.
I find that the square helps me to get like a wider range of specific colors. Like if I want to move in towards the middle of the square, I can do that more easily than I would a triangle. That's why I like it. Just more room for me to pick a palette.
Yeah, they need to make a 3D Applejack. I think they need to make a 3-dimensional color wheel, right? Imagine this, right? Here, I'll talk to him. You guys can see him. All right, Applejack, get this. A 3-dimensional color wheel, right? I'm talking full-on Munsel's 3D color space, right? Except it's a color picker in your favorite art program. What do you think?
He's just looking, by the way. He's not sleeping. I guess he's sleeping
Now he's falling asleep.
He's like...
He does not care at all. But anyways. Wait, what was I doing earlier? Oh, we were talking about the...
Color.
We were talking about this.
Oh, yeah, we were.
More than guidelines, I will use this groove right here.
Once you establish that groove, basically you limit yourself on where to put the nose and the eyes.
Yep.
Because the nose doesn't go below that cheekbone at like... It just kind of goes slightly below it.
Right.
Ooh, very nice. Yeah.
Now here's a face pointed, like, that you're kind of looking up at, right? Or you could go... Here's a face that you're looking down at. Here's the top of the head. Whatever. I might want to adjust the cheek shape just a little bit. I went pretty low with it, but you know what I mean. Like, this is a 2-dimensional
Actually,
shape.
you just need to shorten the chin for that.
Yeah, I do need to shorten the chin
That's
a little
it.
bit. There we go. Right, this shape, this is a 2D shape. We do this all the time on stream, by the way. Right? You make a 2-dimensional shape. This 2D shape doesn't have form. It's just a shape. I could look up at this and go, let's do this. Right? We could look up at this shape and maybe here's the center line. Or we could look down at this. Or, wait, I did it backwards. How about this? I'll just flip it.
Here. Looks like a hot glue gun to me.
Yeah, like I flipped the shape. Or I flipped the form. The shape is the same. I literally copy pasted it. You saw me do it. So anime heads, like, they kind of work the same way, right? I mean, if you want to be complete, if you want to, you know, let's just say,
Wait. Wait, they can't see it.
oh crap. How would I, crap. I'm
Oh,
not
no,
good at
yeah,
drawing.
that's how you would do it. Yep.
There's the back of the head.
Yeah.
Now maybe like the neck comes out like that, right?
Genius.
Like it's the same shape. This is horrible, by the way, but like,
No,
you
it's
know
not
what
that
I
bad.
mean.
Just erase the weird lines on the chin, this part.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of terrible.
And
There
then
we go.
okay, hold up.
And it kind of is gonna
we
go
can
like
make this
that.
beautiful. We can make this beautiful.
But anyways, like you get what I'm saying, right? Like if I could draw an anime head from the back, you could use this shape to do it.
like this.
Or if I draw an anime head from the front, we could do it here. Or we could do it looking down at it. This is why form drawing is so important, by the way. Because, like, if you can't draw form, you can't do this. And it's the same exact concept as this right here. It's just form drawing and understanding the form, of course. All right, let's say we go like that. There we are. There's our form from 2 different angles.
Beautiful.
And all I do is look for this groove. I look for this groove right here.
I think
when
that's
I
that
when I
little
do a head.
pinch.
Yep.
Love it. I look for that groove all the time
Like
too.
when I draw a head, I don't think where's the line. I think where are the eyes? Like it would be in the groove. And so I'm like, all right, it's in there, or it's in there, or it's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because the perspective is not set when this shape is drawn. My perspective is not set. It could be this. It could be this. Right? We could see underneath of the chin. It could be this.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter to me. So, like, when you draw guidelines, I pretty much always put my guideline right here. But if I put my guideline right here, that wouldn't be where the eye goes. Like, my eye would still be, like, you know, down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's perfect.
Right? And I know that the brow comes out because here's my topology, right? Brow comes out, cheek comes out, and I come down like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I'm looking more at the camera, it's like a folded piece of paper, right? If I have a folded piece of paper looking straight at the camera, it would look like this. Let's say my eyebrow is right here and my eye is right here. But if I rotate this, my folded piece of paper, let's draw it more like to scale, is going to be more like this, right? Here's my eye, here's the eyebrow. Like, I've moved to the left with my eyebrow because it's a three-dimensional form. This paper is 3D, and that's how I think about the eye, is like, and the eyebrow ridge and everything, right? So we go, there's the eye, comes in, goes out, comes in, goes out. So if it's looking straight at me, I'm just gonna have whatever, my eyebrow like here, but if it's rotated, I'm gonna have it over there. And this whole head is a three-dimensional form, right? Goes back like this. Form drawing, super important. Side plane of the head. This comes down here, right? We drew it on this model here for us to see. Is that red area? And it's like a three-dimensional shape.
Actually,
The
look
little
how
Power Ranger.
like simple these curves are from the front view. But once you turn, you see a much more complex curve. Really interesting. Something so simple and then curved.
Yeah, like it really does make me understand why so many online art teachers focus almost exclusively on form drawing, is because you're basically locked behind that at all times. Like, when you're a beginner, your biggest weakness is form drawing, is like the ability to draw in three-dimensional space.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost always the problem. And of course the ability to design, but you get better at that as you practice.
Yeah.
Like, it is the marriage between two-dimensional and three-dimensional. 3D form drawing is what I was just talking about, and then the 2D aspect is, how do I make it look good? Which is a 2D thing.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Wolfpack.
Hello. This is like, it's like so good, right? So important.
It really is.
It
It's solves almost every problem.
Yes. Almost every single problem. If you're having a problem with lighting and rendering,
Form.
form and design. If you're having a problem with drawing anime heads at different angles, form.
Yep.
Form drawing and like a visual library. That's why, like, my holy trinity is form drawing, visual library, and design. It is literally the holy trinity of art.
That would be a good video.
Because, like, if you can't draw in form, you can't draw anything. If you can't design, it always looks bad. And if you don't have a visual library, what the heck do things look like? That's it.
Literally.
Just remember that, chat. The holy trinity. It's the holy trinity. Write it down.
Form, design, and visual library.
And visual library has a lot to do with a lot of design. They kind of overlap, but
How do you try to make front profiles look similar to the side profile of a character? That's a good question. I would keep in mind. Let me redraw it here. So, like, let's say I have a head. Basically, keep in mind that when you're turning your head, you're basically giving more information of what the form's supposed to be. So you may not be able to see what the form of the head looks like from this angle, which is a front view. Let's see. Let's draw like a Like a long face. Like this. And a long nose. Like we have an idea of what this character could look like. But we need to match certain things like the proportions, the head size, the ratios. So let's say her lips are lower on the face, and then let's give her some hair. And we'll give her like a little bun.
Cute.
Let's see. Side profile of the character. So this is where you're going to have to use a little bit of more of your imagination, because yes, you can totally have a character that has a long face like this. So when I'm drawing this from a side view, I'm thinking, okay, here's the length of the top of her head, here's the length of the bottom of her head, and I match it. And then this is where you can decide, do I want her nose to feel more like this? Maybe. But if I'm looking at what I drew here, it's actually more sloped. So if I have the proportions correct and my nose ends around here, and this is where the start of my nose is, I basically have to draw a curve that mimics the one on the front view.
Now it can come out really far.
It could definitely come out
You
really
still
far.
have like a really big amount of flexibility and freedom at this point, but just remember that like the stuff that the landmarks in the front view have to be matching in the side view, otherwise you have to change both.
Yeah. And then here's the mouth. Here's the chin.
Mm-hmm.
But
There's
you
a
can
lot
also,
of flexibility at this point too.
Yeah, like you can definitely argue that this is the side view of this character. You can also argue that maybe you want the nose to be even thinner, like this. This could also fit. It just, are the proportions correct? Are the ratios correct? Do they generally feel like the same character? Do they
There's
have a
some
similar
really good
expression?
exercises for this, by the way. Wouter taught
Yeah.
them in his class. He has you do like characters front, side, and then at different angles.
Yeah.
It's basically like if you want to draw characters at different angles, you have to like measure around form.
Yep. Measure around form. To talk a bit more about that if you want.
I mean, if I draw a sphere, like at a very primitive level, if you want to draw characters at different angles, say if I have like a sphere, right? And I'm going to rotate this sphere. Let's say this is the same sphere, right? And I've got center line, and I have, say, I don't know, a horn. And this horn is coming out, right? Like this is the perspective of it. And then let's say I got, I don't know, this coming out right here. And this is my character, right? And I want to draw this character from a different angle, like, I don't know, looking like this, right? Much easier to do this at a different angle than it is to draw an entire character at a different angle. So let's just say, okay, this is the point where my bottom horn comes out. And how long is it? Okay, maybe it's like that, okay? And then we come up. How far? Maybe we come up about one horn length. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe 1 1/3 horn lengths. So I go, here's the length of my horn. I'm going to come up and then an extra third. And now I'm going to come out 2/3 of a horn length. Maybe to the middle, it'd be about a horn length, all right? So you come, again, you're measuring around form. So like, let's just say this is the form. Coming out maybe 1 horn length. Maybe you do like this. Maybe the horns are pointing up quite a bit more, right? So this horn might be coming like directly into our view almost, right? Maybe something like that. And then this horn we measure from the center. You got your Marco Polo, and if you need to measure through the form, you can do that. Like if you have a 3-dimensional form like this, and this is the center, and you've got something right here, you measure through the form using this as your center line. So here it is on the other side. You can't see it.
Look at that.
But if this were to come out this far, it would come out that far, you would be able to see it. So like that's what I'm talking about, where like you're measuring a round form. And so let's say this comes out, right? Like let's say this is a hat of your character. I'm measuring and calculating this in 3D, right? It's just an abstract shape. This could be someone holding a bow. This could be a hat. This could be anything.
It reminds me of the Aang's parachute thingy.
This glider.
Yeah,
like that would be something as well, right? I don't remember exactly what it looks like. It's like something like, you know, like that or whatever. Comes like.
I think that the fin part is on the opposite.
But anyways, that's what I'm talking about. It's like when you're drawing characters from different angles, you're measuring a round form, like what 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units. You're not like measuring 2-dimensionally like this. You're measuring like 3-dimensionally, like around the curvature of the earth, right? Like here's 6,000 miles. What? Or you know what I mean? Yeah. Like around the earth. I don't know how far it is.
I don't know.
Here's the center. Here's the line that you're measuring along. You go boop, boop, boop.
Wait, that's a great analogy.
You know, boop, boop. It's like a plane. It's like charting a flight. But it could be an organic form as well. It could be a form like this. Like maybe here's the hair and it comes down to here and it comes down to there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's like measuring around. Maybe here's the ear.
Clothes do this as well.
Clothes, all of that. So
hats,
like drawing the same character from different angles is very much a dimensional drawing issue. So it's like, you know, you can measure out and over, and maybe this horn, I don't know, comes out like that or something. So we've like taken this form and like rotated it down and rotated it over. And that's like the thinking when Christina's doing this sort of a head. She's going, where on the form are these things? Like she's thinking about this head in 3D, and she's starting with like the most basic forms and landmarks.
Mm-hmm.
And moving forward from there. Like you don't start with the complicated stuff, you start with the simple stuff, the simplest idea. Artwad has a video where he drew like Eevee from imagination or something.
Oh.
And he studied the forms and he was able to draw Eevee at any angle because he was just like, oh, these are the forms. Yeah.
I think I drew... Wait, hold up. I'm going to try drawing from Eevee from memory. I think he had like this face. No. Eevee actually has kind of an anime type face.
Yeah, Eevee does 100% have an anime head.
And he has the little tufts like this. It's an anime head. I remember, like, I'm like, wait, this is an anime head. Like a little button like this.
Yeah, but the problem is that everybody wants to be able to do characters at different angles, but characters are like these super complicated forms. And so it's like, oh, start with like rotating a very simple blob, and everybody's just like, I don't want to draw a simple blob. I want to draw a character at different angles.
Well, a character can be way harder.
It's like going, I want to learn, you know, complex math, and you don't even know addition, and it's just like, I don't want to do addition. I want to do calculus. It's like, well, you have to learn addition in order to get to calculus. But then people get bored and leave, like, and stop drawing or quit the exercise before they ever get even to, like, multiplication or whatever, long-form division. And so if you want to do characters from different angles, if you can't even draw a ball from a different angle.
Can't even draw a box.
Or a box from a different angle, which is, like, one of the simplest forms to draw from different angles, it's a recipe for, you know, pulling your hair out. I mean, yeah. I know my hair's gone.
So like one exercise you could try is just drawing a sphere, determining what direction are you looking at it. Are you looking down at it? Are you looking up at it? Are you looking like this? Are you looking up at it like that? And then you can just put like a little triangle prism or a little sphere, another sphere. You got an eye, you got eyes and a nose. You know, how would the mouth rotate around this form? I mean, it looks creepy, but at least it helps you to establish like your hand-eye coordination with this kind of stuff. Here's a nose. Here's a sphere. Maybe the sphere bulges out a little bit more, so you want to like overlap that. And maybe the mouth. Notice that with this angle, the mouth doesn't go straight like this, but rather follows this line. These lines are your answer. You already have the answer in front of you. You just got to follow it.
And using proportional measuring. What I mean by that is Christina could take the size of the eyeball and use it as a unit of measurement. And so she could go, maybe I'll draw the hair up here. And it'll be like, okay, here's an eye. Maybe the hair starts about one eye, maybe a little bit more than one eye
up
above, but in 3D, right?
Yeah.
So now if you want to draw this from a different angle, you go, well, the hairline starts about one eye above the eye.
Yep.
Right? Like, you learn how to proportionally measure. That's how I was able to learn how to draw, what's her name? Froppy. Tsuyu from My Hero Academia, even though I'd never drawn her before.
Yeah. You're able to draw her from memory.
Where is that anyways? Do I even
Oh my
have
gosh,
that?
this thing's cursed looking. Look at this. Stuff from your nightmares, bruh.
Yeah. I don't know
And
where
then
it
you
is.
can gradually say, okay, well, here's a sphere. Well, now I'm going to morph this sphere and add a chunk to the bottom. Here's my chin. And then to connect this form, I want to add a little bump and taper it towards the chin. Have it go like this. And now we got a partial head. Your jaw goes back in space like the side of a box. Goes back like this. And also angles in. Weird thing about the heads is that this is the top view of a head. Literally, it's like this. Chisels inward. That's why you get all these like really weird distortions if you don't do it right. That's why heads are hard. For me, for the brow ridge, I like to curve it like that. I think it's just more flowy, and you can get more three-dimensionality from it when you draw the eyebrows. But everything's just a bunch of swoops. Swoopy swoops. Phew, phew. Like that. Wireframe.
I don't care if you can answer this question, but I'd like to know if you have any tips for how to stop hating/dreading studying.
That is a good question.
I like turning assignments into fun things, into my own characters. Like, I did this painting recently, right? And I was like, how do I not dread making this and finishing it? It was studying, right? I was practicing lighting and everything, and perspective, and putting together a whole room. And I was like, how do I not dread doing this? Well, I turn it into one of my characters' rooms. This is Abby's room, and it's in a Hope Core, like, lighting. Nostalgia core lighting scenario. But at the end of the day, this is a practice assignment. Like, I'm practicing putting objects in 3D. There we go. Right? Like, this is a perspective assignment. I mean, I'm drawing a whole bunch of objects at different angles, but it's meaningful to me, right?
Making it meaningful.
Here's the bed, right?
Making the practice meaningful.
Yeah, it's like how can you make your practice meaningful in some sort of way, right? Here's the box of the bed. This is literally a, like, 1 point perspective. It's not quite 1 point perspective, but it's like almost a 1 point perspective. Right? I'll draw this a little bit bigger. Here is the box of this section of the room. This is a basic 1 point perspective exercise. You come up. Here's the back of the room. Here's this part of the room right here. Here's this part of the room. We've got a rug on the ground in 1 point perspective. Here's the bed. Here's a cylinder.
Oh, it's kind of like a decorating game.
It is like a
Think
decorating
of it like
game.
a decorating game.
This plant is basically just a capsule. Like
oh my
this.
gosh. It's not a plant, it's a capsule.
Right? Here's my horizon line. So above this, I'm looking up, and below this, I'm looking down. And all of my leaves inside of this plant stem from the middle, and they fan out around it, right? Some of them are coming towards me, so I'll see a triangle. Some of them are going away from me, so I'll kind of see, like, this shape, right? Leaves coming towards us look like this. Leaves going away from us, look like this. leave going to the side look like this. And so then I just throw them all over the place.
This was done in anime art school, by the way.
Yeah, this is one of my painting demos, one of my big interior painting lessons. I show you how to do this, how to set it up. We take the one of the finals from Perspective, my Perspective class, and we take it, we paint it from scratch. We make a couple of different moods, and then this is the one that we take and turn into like a full-on painting as well. But that's how I have more fun. Like, it is an exercise. It's a lighting and painting and color exercise as well as a perspective exercise. But if I can't like connect the dots between anything meaningful, then I always dread doing it.
Yeah, because it feels like a chore. How do I start practicing forms? Sorry, I know I've already asked this a few days ago. That's okay. How do you start practicing forms?
Do a whole bunch of 1, 2, and 3-point perspective boxes. Like, set up a horizon line, pick a vanishing point, draw a whole bunch of boxes. I would literally recommend doing it freehand with a piece of paper and a pencil and a pen. Like, that's what we did in art center. That's what I did in all the schools that I learned in. They just go vanishing point, horizon line, draw boxes. And then after that, I would also work some on like intuitive perspective, like form drawing exercises, starting with cylinders, boxes, spheres, cones, ribbons. You do them a whole lot. You get more used to it over time. Like, I really like intuitive and technical perspective kind of back and forth practice.
Yeah. Well,
I'm a big fan of it.
You have exercises in anime art school that shows you how to practice form as well. I think taking Walter Telp's class helped a lot as well with that. I would say I'm also doing a bunch of wireframes, like just drawing a bunch of form lines around a shape helps a lot.
Form lines, yeah. No, I don't use any kind of filter in my final work at all. Some people do. Some people will put like a noise filter on it. There's a couple ways to do it. Sometimes people will like duplicate the layer. They'll go and turn this on. No, they'll go up to like filter,
noise or something.
Other high pass.
High pass, yeah.
And they'll do something like this, right? And they'll do high pass. They'll turn it to like soft light or overlay, and then they'll put the opacity pretty far down. And it just tends to sharpen stuff a little bit. See how it's like this very subtle. I don't use this very often. I never really liked the look that much, but. And then what they'll do is they'll merge everything again, and they'll go filter, noise, add noise, and they'll just add a little bit of noise, like 3% or something. And so you can see it.
Oh, looks kind of cinematic.
It makes it a little bit cinematic, but believe me, there are so many different ways to add little filters to your work. Color adjustments. Like, Photoshop was made for this kind of like little adjustments and stuff. I don't really use it that much.
I like the graininess sometimes that it gives. It kind of makes it look a bit more nuanced, but doesn't need it.
Yeah, so you can see, here's the difference with it on versus with it off. It just sharpens things and adds a little bit of visual noise.
It looks good.
It does look pretty good. Like, it looks good. I don't think
definitely
it looks
notice
bad.
a big difference in the Polaroid area.
This.
Yeah, definitely see a difference there.
Yeah, it'll sharpen and crisp things up. Personally, I don't really do it. Some people swear by it. I am lazy and I'd never bother.
I totally forgot about that filter.
But the way that I painted this piece, by the way, is I really focused a lot on the focal point. Like, I use my painting to direct attention. Like, I'm pretty careful with where I place areas of contrast in order to make people look at certain areas. So a lot of it ends up being just directing attention. Like, where do I want people to look? Where am I going to put splashes of color? Where am I going to put dynamic lines that bring attention? It makes paintings look a lot more finished than they really are if you just get people to look where you want them to look.
Yeah. Well, if you look closely at this brush, it has like this subtle noise filter, noise kind of gradient on it as well, which makes the brush look really interesting as well. Let me think.
Yeah, like it really does crisp it up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I will keep it.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? By the way, our Anime Art School is currently 20% off with the code LOVE. Love.
Yes, 20% off of Anime Art School if you want to learn the fundamentals, because you know you need to in order to, you know, reach whatever dreams you have in art. Fundamentals are the way there, right? Perspective, anatomy, figure drawing, color theory, form drawing. What else?
Well,
rendering and lighting.
Why is it being weird?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's fine. It was overblown for a second. Stuff like this. We've always wanted to draw like interiors, backgrounds, putting people in perspective as well. You need to learn the fundamentals, especially for all the compositions and illustrations you're going to make later on. So you need to learn stuff like this, but it's hard to find this kind of stuff, so we made a program for it.
Yeah, and I teach a lot of the stuff that I talk about on stream. I have entire lessons on like value grouping, high key, low key, mid key lighting, planning paintings, doing noton. Go back to that one.
Yep.
Noton, 4 values, and then coloring it using, you know, color logic like light or like warm and cool and bounce light and all that kind of stuff. You know, the basics like color theory and directing attention and stuff. I teach all of it. It's like a college class.
Yep.
And we take you from the very beginning. I'm talking like the first line all the way through the entire process of learning perspective, how to draw objects, how to rotate them, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point perspective, drawing proportionally, drawing characters, faces, all that kind of stuff. It's huge. It's like an entire college. So it's 20% off right now with the code LOVE. You can check it out on... There's no website on there, by the way.
Oh, we need to write it down.
Yeah, I should.
Here.
Drawanime.com.
Drawanime.com. That is where you're going to find it. And if you put LOVE at checkout, you'll get 20% off. When I'm practicing, I've noticed when I focus on certain things, I usually lose a skill from before.
Huh? Practicing, I've noticed when I focus on third skill, I usually lose a skill from before. Maybe if there's like 2 years between it, but generally, well, there is, one of the cognitive biases is use it or lose it. You do lose skills over the time that you don't use them, but it happens over a long period of time. So it's either maybe you didn't put enough practice into it in the first place, or maybe you need to go back and refresh on it periodically. But if you're putting thousands of hours into a skill, you're generally not going to forget very quickly. Like, I don't know, like riding a bike or something, for example. Like, you can not ride a bike for 10 years and come back to it, and it'll be like a little wobbly at first, but then you're like, oh, okay, I can ride a bike.
Yeah. I would say if you find that you're like, oh man, I can't draw it as well as before, sometimes it could also mean you just never learned it enough that it's stuck.
Bye-bye, Spider. Is it a self-paced class? Yes.
Yes, self-paced.
It is. How do I get to the art school? Is there a link?
Yes. Drawanime.com. That is the link.
And it should be it's going to be the yellow button. It says Anime Art School. And don't forget to use the code LOVE at checkout. 20% off.
Yes.
I don't know exactly though. Like it's not a lot of detail in the message. Like I usually lose a skill from before. I'm not really sure what you mean exactly like that.
Like you forget to do something, or it's like, oh well, that's my assumption of what they mean.
You know, just notice the desk isn't real. No,
it's not.
Look at a big hand and a little desk. If you move your microphone right here, it'll look like you're talking into the head.
How much are your classes?
With the discount, $400.
Yep.
And you have it forever, and it's a year-long program. You memorize stuff a lot easier if you practice and review several times. Just learning something in a day isn't really a thing. Yeah, 100%.
That's very true. Very,
yeah.
very,
Oh my
very
gosh,
true.
going
Holy
back
crap.
and reviewing over and over and then testing yourself and figuring out your weak points. Like, studying is a science. It is a science. Learning things, like, they've been researching this stuff for ages. There are really, really, really effective ways to learn stuff with periodic reviews and checking in, and then you wait a little while and then you review again, and then you, whatever you didn't do, you correct it. And like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of science behind that sort of thing. Yes, we live in the US.
Yeah. I need to memorize more of perspective stuff.
Dude, I'm hyped about this.
Yeah, me too.
Look at this.
Would people be interested in having a version like this?
Yeah.
It takes a bit more labor, but
What do you guys think about a version of the head that looks like this?
that's painted and has lines drawn on it.
Like, that you could buy that is actually painted like this? Because if there's enough demand, I guess we could make a version of it like that. Yes.
it would be really cool.
Because right now, the ones that we're going to be selling look like these. And you can light them. The only issue with this one is it's a little bit harder to light, but it does show the planes really well.
Yeah, honestly, I would probably prefer that for just seeing the planes of the face. Do you have a video about lighting?
About lighting, like how light works and rendering and stuff. Like, I do. It's on our YouTube channel. It's called Learn the Fundamentals of Art in 2 Hours, and I do a pretty fast run through of lighting and rendering objects.
If you know how to render the primitive forms or light the primitive forms like the sphere, a box, cones, or cylinders, generally it's these three. If you know how to shade them and render them and how light reacts to these forms, you can basically shade anything.
Someone wants to see this head again.
Yeah. She is a cutie patootie. Someone asked if this was YN, like the meme, and I thought that was actually kind of funny.
I have no idea what that is.
There's like a meme nowadays where it's kind of like making fun of
Top
romance stories, like the CEO, and the YN just means like the main character name or you as a person, and they're always making fun of the girl. I think it's funny.
There's like top view or upper view.
Colton doesn't know YN. I know about it because I've seen a lot of posts about that meme, so I'm like, I get it.
Nerd. I'm kidding.
It's basically like making fun of a fantasy.
Oh.
Like the CEO. Okay, the CEO is this guy right here. It's like those romance novels that people make fun of, like the
Applejack,
super
you know what?
the
She's
super
hot.
tall masculine possessive guy and the cutesy petite girl.
Talking about Applejack?
Oh, he's so cute. It's like
You don't know.
That's what it is. It's cringe and funny,
no.
yeah.
He's been activated.
Apple?
Applejack
Are you CEO,
attack.
man?
Apple attack.
He's so
Hi.
cute. Soft, small girl. Yeah, it's basically that.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I just remember someone saying if this was YN. And
Well, I
I'm
know
like, oh, that
about
makes
it
sense.
now,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess.
Look. Ooh, did you like it? Do you like the
You
girl?
laying on the iPad now?
Yeah. Oh, he really likes
Here,
that thing.
Let's see.
Here.
Okay, hey.
Come on. There.
Nope, he don't want
Nope.
it.
He's just gonna rub. He's in a rubby mood.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he's so
It's
sweet.
impossible to resist.
At first, I thought YN mean yes.
It
or no.
usually does.
Yeah, it does. It usually does mean that, but it doesn't now. I'm legitimately just rewatching all your streams from Stream 1. Really?
Bruh. You're
Bruh,
in for
look,
a
good
ride.
luck.
You got like 1,000 hours.
Good luck.
I don't even know how many hours of streaming you're going to have to watch through. Can you believe that, Applejack?
Yeah, you can believe it. He says it's a cute face. School has a discount? I'm listening. Yes, the school has a discount. It is the code LOVE. This is our anime art school program. If you've been eyeing on this for a while, it is finally 20% off. So you can check it out.
Dude.
Clicking? Here, come here. You like... Applejack likes plastic, but this is paper. So here you go.
He always eats the sticky notes off of my monitor. He's very much...
He's a very lovey mood.
20% off with the code LOVE.
Yeah.
Applejack love it.
For those who are new and don't really know what it is, it's basically an art school where we teach the fundamentals, but in an anime fashion.
Go lay down.
If you've always wanted to make your own project and make your own characters like this, for example, this is in our character design class, you would need to learn the fundamentals. But we know we teach you guys the fundamentals starting from the first line, and we take it through step by step. So here's heads in different angles. Oh, okay, it's really hard to, bro. Excuse me, sir. Sir,
get out of your Applejack.
Okay. Well, anyways, so yeah, you have like how to light heads from different lighting scenarios. Oh my gosh, get out of here, Applejack.
Oh,
I can't
awesome,
present.
Shelby.
I can't present.
Oh, Arizona. We're
Whatever.
in Arizona as well. Funny enough. Let's go.
Let's go. We need more Arizonans here. So yeah, we teach stuff like head angles, how to light heads for your own illustrations, how things like features and eyes work, as well as a variety of hairstyles for your own characters for you to try. It's like back hair, very cutesy hairstyles like this. For some reason, the exposure is not doing very good. Expressions as well. Wow, this is like really bright, really blown out. I'm hesitant.
That's fine.
Okay, that's fine, I
See,
guess.
look.
But yes, basically for this heads and faces class, you create two characters and you make expressions that match the personality. I don't usually see that kind of stuff around. For a lot of like expression stuff, it's mostly just like how to just draw different kinds of expressions. But like nobody really talks about how to take one character and give like 42 different expressions of different intensities. So I'm really proud of this little section here. Insanity. Look at that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
it's like getting to know your character and what expressions they would make.
and thinking about the story of your characters. Why would they react in that certain way? But anyways, there's just like a bunch of classes like heads and faces, anatomy, clothing, digital art, perspective and dimensional drawing. We have a painting class as well as an advanced character design class. So yeah, that's basically the rundown of the class. I kind of went a little bit on the spiel about it. But anyways,
we're very
it's 20%
passionate
off.
about it.
Yes.
Like, if you don't know by now, we are obsessed with fundamentals.
We are. It's the only way that I got that I improved.
That's it. That's between you and your goals. This is fundamentals.
Yep.
This is how it works.
Yep. Can you show us your hair drawings? Yeah, I can show us the hair. I can show you the hair drawings.
Go talk to any professional artist and be like, what do I do to become a professional? They'll just be like,
fundamentals.
Foundation.
Foundation. Yep. So this is just some of the hair drawings that I've done. These are just like previous hairstyles that you do in the class, but then you color them just to show like the form. This is more like cell shading, but here's like different braids and stuff, different hairstyles, wavy hair textures, stuff like that.
It's fun.
Yeah, and then here's the more like in-depth. Where is it? Here's the more in-depth ones. Spiky hair, very, very short hair, kind of more like handsome boy hair, I guess. And then more like spiky hair, slick back. But just a bunch of varieties that you would use for your characters and how to draw them. Even cover like spiky hair as well for girls.
Yeah,
asymmetrical hairstyles, curly hairstyles, asymmetrical bangs, you name it. Just a bunch of varieties. Here's like the emo girl hairstyle. Very, very, very curly hairstyles.
Scene girl.
Scene girl hairstyle right there.
I like that.
I like it too.
Didn't add the little raccoon stuff.
I don't think I did. I probably would have though. I would have just been like that.
My cat says hi. Hey, Gizmo.
Hey, Gizmo kitty.
Gizmo, I wanted to send you a TikTok. DM us. I wanted to send you a funny TikTok that I saw. I was like, I didn't message this to Gizmo, but I didn't know your TikTok.
I think I will just make this a little bit later. Here we go. Now Abby's hair is perfect. Hope you guys are doing good today.
Scene is best. The scene is my
Scene.
favorite. Wow,
Scene
a lot
hair-
of people like scene.
People love scene hair. I think it's just a vibe, And it just looks like a big fluffums. It's very, very teased hair.
I know. I remember this girl in my class a long time ago. I was in like 7th grade, dude. And they were really into this scene stuff, and they'd go like this. Like just the most volume possible, dude.
Oh
It's
my
like they were trying to
gosh.
get back to like the 80s or something with just intense volume.
Wait a second. Scene hair is kind of like the 80s.
Yeah, it's like a love letter to the 80s big
But
hair.
electronic.
I have none, by the way. Maybe a little bit.
Wait, we should get you a wig, a scene hair wig.
I'm not
Scene
against
is
that.
2000s, yeah.
I'm not against that.
Well, like I think Scene back then was kind of the start of like the e-girl. Like they were like the first e-girl vibe. Before e-girl became a thing. E-girl is like like a much softer version. At least that's my interpretation of it.
Wait, what? Saturn? Not Saturn. Gizmo? You tried to DM?
What? Send me funny TikTok and that apparently violated a policy, bro. What?
Bro, what? What does it even mean? You can't even just send a message that says hi. I don't see any single message. Violated a policy?
Violated a policy.
That's such
strong word.
That's such a TikTok core thing to happen. TikTok core, bro. Wear wig? Dude, it gets so hot. Are you kidding me? I would burn to death if I wore a wig. I might as well have Toby on my head, dude.
Toby overheats a lot. Like not like he just gets hot.
When he was a kitten.
When he was a kitten, he would just burn everything up.
Not Gizmo violating TikTok's policies, and that's crazy.
All right, here's some scene hair for y'all.
I tried gut, but that apparently violated a policy, dude. That's crazy.
No way. That's wild.
That's crazy.
Wait, I need to add the raccoon fluff.
The fluffums.
The raccoon feather thingy.
Anyway, I'll just show you this thing in TikTok on stream. How about that? Like, I
What?
wanted to...
So what TikTok?
Is a TikTok that I wanted to show Gizmo, but Gizmo apparently is violating policies left and right.
How long have you been drawing? Very long time. I got serious at like 2016 and just continued drawing and learning from then.
There we go. This is it.
What is a Japanese boy hair? I have no idea what that is.
Now it's trying to... Bro.
What is this? Wait, what does the text say?
How MFs changed their whole social media profile after watching 1 second of anime.
Yep.
And it was One Piece, and it reminded me of Gizmo.
Oh, that's funny.
I do that. Yeah, I have a couple people who do that. How people
Miki?
should be
What is
changing their profile picture to Miki after seeing 1 second of her. That's what I think it should be.
This is Mickey Bicky.
That's Miki Biki. That's cute.
Yeah, thank you.
It's like an artwork that Christina did of her
Yeah, I did.
recently.
I'm still working on it.
It is cute.
What is VK?
Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask y'all, does anybody here have any experience with Adobe After Effects? We want to start doing some cute little puppet warp animations with our characters and stuff for videos. Anybody learn After Effects in college or any of that type of stuff?
Okay, this is actually kind of cool.
That's
It's
kinda
called
sick, dude.
it's called VK.
Like a band?
Someone was talking about it, and
That's
I
kinda
get it.
sick.
I get why it's popular.
Do you recommend drawing tablets for beginners? There's a lot of good drawing tablets. You use all eye motion for mobile.
Light mode. Oh.
Using AE has always been my dream, but no PC. Wow. Do a bunch of commissions and save it for a PC. Do you IK work for puppet animations? You have experience? Do you know any good channels or tutorials or classes or anything on that? Because I want to learn. I want to learn.
I've seen some of the characters that look like this. They kind of have like these really slim eyes, like dark makeup, really like thin brows.
Drawing tablets for beginners, huh? I mean,
Any drawing tablet will work as long as.
Huion sent us a tablet, and it was pretty good, and I think it works great. And I'm kind of biased towards them now because they're nice,
Yeah.
and it worked really, really good. It was a Huion Canvas 16 Gen 3. We did a review of it on our TikTok and
On
our
our
YouTube,
YouTube
and it was good. I really liked it. I was pretty impressed. Good price point.
There's an editor called Lauren, but she does tutorials on mainly like transitions and stuff.
Ooh, do you want to maybe go to off topic, Will, and link it and ping me? I'm super interested. That is fun.
Used to be like even hairier. Like
I wanted to save for your school after getting a new phone.
Jake in Motion is a good Adobe
New phone, huh?
AE YouTube channel.
That's interesting. You're gonna do that, Lo? That's cool.
Really?
Jake in Motion. What does DUIK stand for? He doesn't use anime illustrations though, but gives you a good base. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm not too worried about
what style it's in.
Yeah, I'm not worried about what style it's in too much. I'd like some After Effects experience. You know, Christine and I have been watching How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, right? And there's so many cute little things, and we're just like, we could make the art for this, dude. Like, and a lot of these things are really simple. Like, you could do it in After Effects. Lauren, Moho for animation software, you dumped AE for it. Yeah, we just want to do like simple little things here and there. And we have the whole Adobe suite anyways.
Yeah, I'm referencing a VK dude. I'm looking at this.
What guy?
That guy.
Nice, dude. Is that a band?
I don't know.
The heck is it?
It's just like
Ooh, look at that eye,
It's
dude.
cool, bro.
He giving you the stink eye.
that's funny.
How your
Moho.
mom looks at you after you told a lie.
Oh yeah, they also have like these crazy piercings. Hold up, I gotta do that. Is that why a lot of people like piercings because of this style? I guess this genre.
So what's the whole thing about that Adobe Animate that they were gonna nuke, and then everybody was like, no,
I work with that.
I work with that. Dude, that would be sick, Lau.
Huh?
She wants to. She says, I've been thinking about saving for your school.
Oh.
That's cool.
Take
Hey,
Colton's
you know
class.
we're all about that.
Colton's class will help a lot.
I feel like I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of our classes in our school. It's great.
Here we go. Oh, he's got to have a choker or something. What?
Just silliness.
Mm.
Dude, we need to add Abby to this shot.
We are. We're going to. Chat, by the way, we're also going to make stickers.
Yes, stickers are gonna get shipped out if people buy our
heads.
the anime heads, the set. We're gonna put sticker,
Of our
like maybe a sticker
characters.
or something in all of the boxes. I don't know. We're in the middle of making them.
Maybe I'll give him like black roots.
But Jake in Motion, huh? YouTube.
We'll do black
A
down
stupid
here.
thing. Come on.
All right, there's my VK dude. VK dude plus scene girl. Ship. When is this ship gonna become canon?
Is that like a skeleton? Do it. Do it. Is that like when you kind of like rig an image? Is that what that is? I've seen that before.
Would you ever think about selling tutorials for the XYZ stick? We were thinking about what selling the
This thing,
XYZ
huh?
stick.
Dude,
It's
this thing
cool.
is sick.
And it's painted.
This thing is goated. I mean, if there's a demand for it, I'm certainly not against it, dude.
We made it
This
for
is
the
sick, isn't it?
memes. Oops. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna turn this into a couple.
Selling tut for XYZ stick. Vid sell? But that makes even less sense now. Wait, what? Would you ever think?
Here's the headphones. Headphones.
The design is very human.
What?
of the XYZ stick.
Oh yeah.
As you can see, the Power Ranger Teletubby, the design is very human. We actually froze a real anime character in cement and painted their face. So a real anime character sacrificed their life in order to make this, so we
No
could
anime
teach you.
characters were harmed in the process of making this thing. I don't know. Was wondering how much is it for the class?
The anime art school is 400
400 with this 20%.
with the 20% off discount. Make sure you use that if
Make
you
sure
do.
use this. The code is love.
It's Valentine's Day. Marriage.
Marriage.
Maybe in violation of our community guidelines.
Maybe, not actually.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, I'm gonna draw some headphones on
Pink
this gal.
Ninja Bunny. By the way, thank you for the gifts earlier.
Yeah,
I did
thank
see
you.
those. Appreciate it. And Rhino, thank you. Pie, thank you as well. For the gifts, appreciate it.
Wait,
It's
chat.
actually really cheap.
Do you guys remember?
I'm not gonna brag or anything, but
I think we make it pretty
it's
affordable.
It's absolutely
Let's add some rings to this character. Okay, guys, this is how I make characters. I just draw 2 characters, I ship them, and then I just now they're a
And then
couple.
you just,
Yep, and I just okay, yeah, it's official. They're characters now, and then
go.
then you kind of just have fun with it. Okay, so this girl has a lot of rings, and she's got that like thumb glove thingamajig. I don't really know what this is. Plus a layered sweater. We're going like that kind of aesthetic here.
Thank you, Will. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh, and then she's got the sweater here. This is cute though. It's kind of cute. I kind of ship it.
Every other day I'm wondering.
This guy has like a really like strong punk leather jacket or something.
Nice. What's a couple comments on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'll read the latest one. I was about to search up how to draw something close to an anime, but then this popped up at my FYP. Love it. Awesome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Spam on TikTok, it looks like. What's a good improvement route to take while learning if you are a typical hobbyist that is somewhat decent, but at the same time, fundamentals are lacking a bit? Do I start with boxes like others too? Boxes are a good assignment, but I find that people kind of join this box cult.
Yeah.
And boxes, it's good to do a lot of them, but it's more about developing your, like, the reason people do so many boxes is because they're the assignment, rather. I don't think a lot of beginners know this when they draw a bunch of boxes, but what it's geared to, what it's meant to do is help you develop your sense of spatial awareness and perspective. So drawing is like, there's the holy trinity of art, in my opinion, right? One of them is dimensional drawing, perspective, but the ability to draw in 3D. One of them is design, because you want it to look good, right? That's like, we want this to look good. What's the point of drawing something if it doesn't look good, you know? And then the third one is visual library. And that is your brain's library of what things look like. If you want to draw a snake, what the heck does a snake look like? If you want to draw a character, what does a character look like? If you want to draw hair, where the heck does hair come from? How do you draw it? And when you have those 3 things together, that, for me, in my opinion, is like the foundation of drawing. And so boxes are meant to help you with this side, which is getting better at drawing in 3D. That's 100% like why you would draw boxes. But I don't think boxes are the only thing to draw. There's a lot of good classes out there on learning how to get better at dimensionally drawing, and boxes is one of the assignments. It's a good chunk of what you would do for a while, but I certainly don't think it's the only thing to do.
Yeah. I think this, I mean, it's not just boxes. It can also be anything. Like, you can do boxes with other stuff, like overlaps, drawing ribbons.
Ray Banda, are you in the Discord server? Let me look at this. Okay, so we've got, what was that channel called? Jake. Everybody's name is Jake, dude. There's Jake Don't Draw. There's Jake in Motion.
Jake in Motion. And then there's our Jake.
And then, what is that? Flexibility. You can also search for DUIK sliders. y'all got a Discord channel, we absolutely do have a Discord server. It is completely free to join. It is on our linky, drawanime.com.
My name is Gizmo, pronounced Jake. That's wild.
There you go. That's a wild thing to say. Maybe TikTok was right about you being violation of community guidelines. I am, but I'm not that active. Oh, okay. I was just saying, like, if you want to, you can link your favorite stuff in off topic and ping me, and I'll check it out because we're 100% going into
animation,
doing a little bit of dabbling.
Just
you know, eventually we're gonna do like proper animation down the road, but for now we're just gonna like mess with After Effects and stuff for fun. But I'm writing this stuff down regardless whether or not you want to, because I want to know it. Okay. Ringu. Did that make sense, by the way? You can draw something that just looks good, but I feel like it takes me a long time. Also, the anatomy and everything isn't as good as it could be. It just looks nice because I mastered the style. I totally understand what you mean. That's where a lot of people find themselves. It's like, you can draw something that looks visually pretty, but you know that, like, you're not super good at what's, like, going on under the hood.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, that's
surface,
all you
it's
know.
almost like a surface level. Like, yeah, it looks pretty good, but it's almost like a surface level.
Yeah, I totally get that.
You're in? Nice. Don't forget, is it still a potato? It's pretty funny. We do have a verified channel, by the way, but if you don't have a number linked to your Discord, we can manually verify you. It's just an anti-bot measure.
How does one get over avoiding drawing backgrounds? You trick yourself into doing one.
I think backgrounds are super fun.
Yeah. I find that, if I just, like, draw a box like this inside of a box.
Yeah, I'd love that, by the way, if you linked some.
This already primes me to turn this into a room. So then I'll think of it like a dollhouse. I'll be like, oh, what would this room inside be like? Well, maybe there's like a big window. Maybe it's a little motel room. So everything that's inside will follow this little perspective here. Here's a bed. Not that I'm drawing this exactly in perspective, but here's a bed. Maybe here's a lamp. And it connects out like a little cylinder. Like this. Wow, this is not a very good... There we go. That's a little bit better. And maybe here's like a chair. And you kind of just like try your best to make it feel like it's in the room. And then you zoom in really far, add a person, boom, a background. I don't know. It's kind of like slowly introducing yourself to something super simple. But Colton does a lot of backgrounds. He thinks it's super fun.
Yeah. My favorite thing about backgrounds is that I can look at it and imagine what it would be like to explore it. Like, that's the whole reason I started doing backgrounds, is because I could imagine myself there, like, in a room, right? Like, this background that I did. What would it be like to be in this room? What would it be like to be the person who lives here? Like, why are the pillars on the ground? Maybe they eat food occasionally at the table with their friends, and they don't have any chairs, so they use pillows.
Aw, that's cute.
Right? Maybe they got this thing from a friend, and they like how the light comes through the window and hits it, right? Or, like, what would it be like to just lay in bed right here and read or chill or brain rot on TikTok? I don't know. Right? It's like, maybe the person who owns this room plays baseball. Like, I imagine this as Abby's room. And I imagine that this was some college girl who goes on trips and goes around with her friends, and she's got all these Polaroids that she puts up, and all of her favorite trips, you can see, like, here's her with her bestie, and I'm not kidding, like, I really thought about this. And, like, here's her trip to the Eiffel Tower, right? And, like, even though nobody will zoom in and actually think about this, I do, because I imagine what it's like to be this person living here. And she's got, like, a baseball poster on the wall, and she plays baseball, and some dirty laundry, or like, here's the jacket, because there was an unusually cold day, so she just kind of threw the jacket on the ground after she was done playing. You know what I mean? And so it's like this kind of nostalgia core bedroom of like a college girl who plays baseball, but she's kind of like, she likes to go hiking and do stuff, and
Tomboyish girl.
yeah.
I
That
also
was
really like how
the idea
bright
behind
that
the
light
room.
is.
What?
I really love how bright that light is
This?
there. Yeah, it just feels really good.
And so, like, that's what I thought about when I was making this. And so I find it much more interesting to design and paint and draw an environment or background that I feel like would be actually fun to explore. Like, she plays guitar, and I had one of these. I had a Yamaha Dreadnought, or I have it. My brother has it right now. And I'm just like, well, she could play acoustic guitar. Like, that's kind of cool. It'd be fun. Maybe she sits on her bed and practices. I find it much more interesting to make environments when there's like an environmental story and hints. It's what I did a lot as a concept artist. It's what I learned when I was in school. And so I've always found backgrounds very fun. And I also think it would be fun to draw a character that pairs with the background too. Like that.
Mm-hmm. What are your pressure settings on Procreate? Very, very basic. I don't even think I think, look.
Please, I need this. My drawing's kind of headless, someone says.
Here's my pressure settings. This is my pressure curve. And then this is my stabilization. That's what I use. And I just never changed it. I wish I had a room that I could just like decorate a lot. I had a very basic room growing up.
Here it is.
It was like cutesy, but it wasn't like full of flavor like this. Yeah, no worries, Smearflame. You can rewind this stream and you'll be able to basically repeat what Colton said.
Homie.
What?
Thank you.
My room's full of posters and shows and animes I like. That's great. You're living a great life.
So this was the original sketch. This was what I made for my sketch. And that was like the idea. And then this is how it came together in the end. So like you can see it's like relatively similar compositionally. I always figure out my general mood and color scheme before I add any kind of details or anything. So it's like you can see general mood, general lighting and color scheme, and it almost doesn't change from the end like this. Very similar. Like all my lighting is the same. And so there's this one, which I thought was like a destroyed apartment that someone ransacked, and it's like creepy, maybe like supernatural horror type deal. And then this one up here is a gamer
girl,
like a gamer room. So someone has computers and it's nighttime and they play games late into the night and they've got like neon lights and anime figurines and stuff. And I'm just starting with the same exact base for all of these. But I make a new sketch. I kind of think of rooms as like rearrangeable things. Like I'll draw a room and I'll rearrange it to fit a different mood. Like I'll destroy the room and knock over tables and all kinds of stuff. I'll find the sketch for my
send it to me, I think.
Did I?
That's just a while back. It's up
I'll
there.
find the sketch for the like destroyed room, by the way.
You also block in the lights first?
Yeah. Here we go. This is exactly what I'm talking
That
about.
also fits like a rave vibe too.
Yeah. So I'll do like a really loose sketch like this. And I'm talking like really loose, like it's this loose. And I'm like, someone ransacked this apartment. They threw the drawers on the ground. They pulled the dresser away from the wall. The doors cracked open. The bed and the bookshelf is knocked over. And the table's knocked over. And like a lot of this stuff is subject to change. But I'm kind of like got this vibe that I'm going for. Which is like a sickly cool green and orange. And it's way different than this one. And then there's this one as well, which I don't actually know.
I don't think you have that one.
I never sent it.
No.
Oh, by the way, this was my sketch when I changed this middle one here.
Nostalgia core one.
Yep, this is like my sketch. You can see really, really rough line work. I'm just like finding the place of stuff before I paint it. Really rough. I'm just using like the basic round brush. And I have no idea if I even have the gamer one or not, but I probably don't. But it's drawn.
So.
Nah, I don't. But yeah, like I think environments are super fun because there's like an entire story in the environment. When you pair a character with an environment, it like really, really comes to life. It's like You have a character and a world that they live in.
Yeah.
Like, think of like a cool like investigator or like
Ooh.
with like a creepy monster or something, or like some character. Like this environment paired with like an innocent kid
Oh, that's so
would
sad.
be way more intriguing to me than just an innocent kid sitting on a white background.
Yeah.
Or like if you've got some, I don't know, teenager with a baseball bat, like that would be such an interesting vibe when paired with this background. Or if you've got like a hardened detective and there's like blood coming out of this door or something, like it'd be so much cooler in my opinion than just having a hardened detective on a white background. Like you get like amplification of a story.
I like that. Why'd block in the lights? I meant why did you block in the lights? I just thought you would do the lines and sketch and that's it.
Oh, I want to know the mood. I want to have a visual of what
It's like a planning phase.
It's a planning phase. I want to know what my final room is going to look
almost like a sneak peek.
Yeah. This is the hardest part for me, by the way. All the rendering and the lighting and everything and the detailing, like I don't find that difficult. I've been doing it for a long time. This is the part that once I solve, everything's like way easier now.
Everything's just okay. Just turn on some music and tune it out. I'll see. I really like this drawing. Put some color to it.
Yeah, I and this is also the color scheme, by the way. Like this is what I'm going to color sample from for the entire image, basically. Like I'll tweak it a little bit, but like this is my mood. I will color sample from this particular image the entire time. And once I have my mood set up, it's like greens, little bit of blues, and orange. And everything in my room is going to match that color scheme. Like once my lighting is set up, it's like what Christina's doing right now.
Mm-hmm. I saw this.
Like, I'm choosing my palette, right? I'm squeezing my paint tubes out, and I'm going. It's primarily, whatever, Viridian green, and some ultramarine blue, and then I'm like, okay, here's some cad orange, and maybe I'll get a little bit of alizarin crimson in there, and it's like that's the whole palette that I'm gonna work with for the entire image.
Mm-hmm. It's like setting rules for yourself, like just and then
limiting my palette. And I'm also thinking in terms of black and white, like, because if my composition, if my graphical read doesn't work, if it doesn't work, I'm just going to be fighting it the entire image. But if my graphical read does work, my final image is already solved. I just got to keep that read.
Mm-hmm.
I got to keep it. I find the number one issue that most people have in painting is they set up a really strong composition and then they wreck it by rendering it. Like the beginning and the end look very different graphically because they've like lost the plot of the image.
Ah, that's really good.
But this isn't really an environment drawing stream. Like, it's literally what Christina's doing right now is she does the same. She's doing the same thing that I did with that environment. She's going, what's in light, what's in dark, like graphically.
Mm-hmm.
She's separating lights and darks. If you go to an art school, that's like one of the things that you learn. We teach this in our anime art school, by the way.
Yeah, we do.
This is like, it's what professionals think about when they make an image. They go, where's my separation of light and dark? Like, what is the value groups that I'm going to be using? What's my overall composition? And then once that's figured out, the rest of the painting is kind of like a lot of autopilot.
Yeah. It's like, okay, yeah, all you have to do is just kind of fill in the blanks. It's like, oh, I've decided that my lights are going to be very warm, and then my darks are going to be more on the orangish side. That was hard to say. And then afterwards, it's like, okay, well, everything in between is just going to follow those rules. And you're just kind of tweaking the shapes here and there. Like, oh, if I want to shade under hair, I'm going to think, what's my lit side? What's my dark side? My lit side's going to be this very, very bright yellow, and I'm not going to add any detail in it. So it's very tempting to go like, oh. And then you lose the light. And now you're like, oh crap, I messed up my value structure.
Mm-hmm.
So like sometimes you can just decide, what do I want more detailed? What do I want more simple? So I've decided that my lights will be very simple. My shadows will be very much more detailed, because it's like more exposed for the shadows. Overexposed lights. Meanwhile, the shadows are chef's kiss, you know? And that is just some things that you just decide.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, okay, well, how warm do I want this to be? I feel like this is a little bit too warm, so I'm gonna go in with like a slightly violet blue. I'm just gonna put a very, very light wash. My value structure is still gonna hold up. It's not gonna destroy it. It's just gonna be slightly tinted more towards the cooler side, because I want it that way.
What she means by value structure is the light versus the dark remains undamaged.
Yeah.
Like, the lights are still much lighter than the darks.
Mm-hmm.
If she started going in here and going, you know, like this, it's going to wreck the thing that she initially set up. Now, maybe she wants to change it, right? Like, maybe she's like, oh, actually, I'm going to have a lot of bounce light coming down here and hitting this brow ridge and hitting this. Like, she could change it if she wanted to, but it's a conscious choice to change her value structure. She, like, switches modes in her brain. She goes, actually, I think this group, this structure I've built should change. So you're, like, changing the underlying foundation. It's like you're going, I'm going to take my house and I'm going to move the concrete over here. That's like, but what she's doing now is she's not moving concrete. She's keeping that the same, and she's like adjusting. She's making sure that those islands of light and dark stay within their respective categories.
Yeah.
And that's
what I'm doing. That's
like why people will set up Noton, and that's why people will set up like compositions. This is like what you learn in a design school. This is how they like train artists.
Let's see here. I think the highlight.
We teach it in our anime art school. Like, this is what we learned in design school and from classes that we've taken and from professional work.
And for me, like, I like a glow, so I can just add a very, very subtle glow, but I'm like really careful to only make it this subtle. Because if I do this, things are going to change.
Yep. She's going to start moving that concrete, right? Like, moving the structure.
And look how nice
if you turn this
feels.
black and white.
How do I turn this black and white again? Hold up. Wait, wrong one. Black and white. This takes forever.
It's literally, I wish I had a hotkey.
Yeah.
Like, you can see that the light that's hitting the face and the shadow remains separated even when she adds a little bounce light down here. You like when I was talking earlier about
it's the cloud concept.
Yep, when I was talking earlier about the clouds, remember all that? Where the heck is it?
There.
This. Remember when I was talking about the clouds? The little thing that Christina did on the cheek is the same exact thing as this. Right? There is a temperature change, but there is not a value change. This is basically one value all the way from this down to the end of the cloud down here. And you can see that my value change happens in the light and the shadow. But if I want to still show the edge of this box as it goes back in space, I don't have to do that with value. I could do that with color, right? There's a form change here. And I've showed it with, not that. It's a hotkey that I need. I've showed it with color change, not value change, right? There's my separation. Warm, cool. Warm, cool. You see it jumps to blue. And that's exactly what Christina just did on the cheek. She's created a little bit of a plane change with bounce light by going cooler, warmer. Is it okay for people to cosplay your OCs? Absolutely.
Oh yeah, show us pictures if
That'd
you
be
want.
sick.
Of course, I would love It'd be so cool if I saw cosplay of Ray. That'd be so cool. Or Miko or any. Actually, Dahlia cosplayed as Miko before. It was really cool. But like, I'm also going by the rules of this image right here. Very, very warm tones in the skin. Background is dark. And so I'm kind of using that rule, but it's a little bit brighter than that.
Heck is his hair doing on my head? I don't have hair.
For me, I really like the idea of the light like blasting down here because there's like a lot of subsurface scattering in blonde hair. So I'm just gonna test it out a little bit.
That'd be cool, Will. Oh, we're not gonna draw anybody's OCs today.
Nah. I haven't done OC draw in a long time though.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there was speed draw.
Oh yeah, there was that. It's true. Yeah, we don't usually do that just like through request. It's usually before an event.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, when I block in colors, I almost exclusively use the basic round. I really like it. It's such a goated brush.
Yeah.
It's so good. Basic round. And I use a very specific basic round brush. What's his name? Yuming. I was thinking the other guy. Yuming got me into this brush, dude.
The hard round?
Yeah.
Nice.
I do a lot of painting with it.
Is it possible to change the OC tag on DC? What does that mean? What OC
I have
tag?
no idea what that means. Oh, are you coloring hair at the shadow side? Oh, yeah, the light goes through the hair and it creates subsurface scattering.
Mm-hmm. It's like it passes through. So it wouldn't, like, if the hair was really thick, yes, there'd be a shadow. But because blonde hair is very transparent, the light would pass through.
Yeah, and she's kind of just exaggerating it a little bit.
Yeah, I am.
For effect.
Mm-hmm. What if I did this to make it more romantic? Not romantic, but like more moody. Off a lot. Oh, okay. Hold up.
What? Yeah, it's fun.
It's kind of fun.
It feels really dark.
It does feel really dark. I feel like it's because
I do like the gradient on it though.
I like the gradient. I just feel like it just needs to be toned down a lot. Whoops. I think I needed to do this. Remove. There we go. Now I can add that gradient. And I wouldn't feel so dark. At least I hope this works. Yep, there we go. And we have the colors. It's not about like how to pick colors. It's more about like how does the environment around your character affect the colors of the character. Because if I placed her in a very green background like this, colors don't really feel like they match. Because the green looks like she's behind a green screen.
Yeah.
Like if I were to make this green background match the vibe of her skin tone, I would have to make her skin tone greenish. But if she was in a bluish background with the sunset, the colors would feel more like this. Does that make sense? That's what I think about.
There's not enough interaction with the background at that point.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Your colors and lights and forms interact with each other. Like there's a physical interaction that happens. They mix together, lights blend, shadows take on colors of secondary light sources.
Things
And
reflect.
so it's like when you're drawing the background, or when she's drawing the background and it's blue, it's like that blue is going to show up in other areas in the painting. That's part of what makes colors look good together. Funny enough, Ewing had a whole lesson on that sort of thing in his class. I really enjoyed it.
Ooh.
Like just like the mixing of colors together. Everything interacts. Like think about a rainy city at night. Like you get brake lights reflecting on the street, you get neon signs reflecting on the street, you get like everything like interacts. Everything affects each other. And with hair, it's like materials receive light from other sources and interact.
Yeah. I feel like it should be better, simpler. I don't even think I'll add this gradient. I like it like this more.
Looks like my sister, bro. You made my sister. Your sister must be Abby.
Yeah. Now I'm curious.
Do you have a Discord channel for everyone? Yeah, we do. You can find it on the linky on our profile.
Yeah, right here.
How do you draw gems?
Ooh,
Gems are...
That's cool.
Oh my gosh, dude. Bro, change. Gems are actually kind of fun. I'll do a gem really quick.
Do it.
Okay, I like to do gems by going... Pick the color of your gem. Figure out your light side. Which side is your light coming from? You're going to get a specular highlight on this side. Like that. Right? And then around this side, you're going to probably get a really saturated dark area. And then down on this side, you'll usually get like a really saturated area like this. So it kind of looks like that. And whatever shape your light is, if you're using a square light, you can show a square light. If you're using a round light, you could show a round light. Like if this is a little point light, it would look like that. If this was a big round light, it would look like that. If it was a square light, you'd see the reflection of a square distorted by the surface of your gem. Like that sort of thing. The gems are actually pretty easy to imply. Like obviously there's more to them than this, right? But
like faceted ones is a bit difficult.
Yeah.
I think.
You just kind of planarize this.
Something looks off here.
I did a lot of gems for like Guild Wars stuff. A lot of like fantasy weapon designs have like gems and stuff. And metal. This is metal's rendering simulator. It's like jelly.
Oh, I need to give her like a gray sweater. There we go. I like making little illustrations or kind of little mini portraits like this. So much fun. I think that this actually needs to be not as bright yellow. Cute. Cute. Abby looks so pretty. Yes, she does. This is the girl that Colton was talking about, who he designed the room for. It's Abby.
Yeah, funny enough, it actually is.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Bro.
This is the bedroom I designed as hers.
Yeah. Have you watched Hunter x Hunter? Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it like 3 times. It's good.
What if Safari doesn't support your Discord invite? Might want to try a different one like Google Chrome or something. I don't think I've had that problem.
I don't
though.
think we've had that problem. You copy the Discord invite and paste it directly into Discord. If you go to servers and you hit the little plus sign and you hit join a server, there's a place to post or to paste that invite into.
Do you know how to shade armor?
Armor would be what material is the armor made out of? That would dictate how you shade it. It'd be you'd learn that in like a material rendering class. I mean, you'd want to learn like matte surface rendering, and then you would want to take a material rendering class, but it really depends on what the armor's made out of. Is it metal? Is it painted? Is it plastic? Is it you know, some sort of a hybrid material? Is it dragon scales?
I don't think it also depends on like, is it a rough metal texture? Is it more reflective?
Yeah, it like the properties of the material. Yeah. Like knight armor. So metal. Like shiny metal? Is it dented armor? Is it rusty?
Yeah, we ask these questions because that really determines how to render it.
Yeah.
Oh, would there be a bit of subsurface scattering in the ear here?
Probably not.
Probably not.
You could probably cheese it or like fake it if you really wanted to.
It looks cute though.
I doubt there would be, just because like directly behind her ear is her head.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Show that. What brush are you using? This. What do you feel if someone made a video of you guys?
Get in line, because people have. No, I'm kidding. I don't care. It's funny. If it's a funny video, then it's funny. It's usually something our regulars would do. Mm-hmm. We've had videos here and there. They post in our Discord. Shiny armor. Yeah, it'd be rendered like reflective metal. So metal kind of starts to act like a mirror. So that's a tough one. Basically, material rendering, and it tends to act like a mirror. So if you have a, I don't know, a metal shoulder pad, or let's just say a metal like breastplate or something, right? Let's just say here's our breastplate.
I'm gonna try to animate you guys. Ooh, fun. I'd love to see it.
Let's just say that like this is our breastplate, right? Just for the sake of simplicity, we'll make it just the front chunk. Well, if this was metal and it's shiny metal, anything pointing up is going to reflect above it. Anything pointing down is going to be reflecting below it. So if this is the sky, it'd probably end up, you know, looking more like this. And you'd probably get a specular of the sun, wherever that is. And then you'd get the ground, and maybe the ground is like kind of warm. So you'd probably get this sort of thing down here, reflecting the ground. You can look up a...
Fancy.
Let's go ahead and look up a little reference. Shiny armor outside. Just to give like an example, right? That is a really strange photo there. That's an overcast day. That's a tiny image.
I think regardless, if you mess up the edit, I don't care. I'll watch it.
We can find a better image. We can make this a lot bigger so I have more room to work with. So this, to me, I would kind of render like a sphere. Here, it looks... The heck is my... Okay, here it is. This would kind of be like a sphere, right? And maybe we can come out with this. This, to me, we'll cut it in here. See, I didn't use enough reference, so I'm going to have to change this to something a little bit more believable, probably. Don't want to do that. We need to know the form. We can't render it unless we know the form, because the form drives the rendering. Like, if this had a ledge right here, if it was like... Come on. If it was like this... and this, it would look completely different. We would have this area pointing up and reflecting the sky, and we would probably have this area pointing down and reflecting the ground. And then there's a very good chance that we would get, you know, a nice, I don't know, like blue gradient on here or something. Like that. And then we get probably a specular of the sun on here. Like that. This would be completely different, right? But if this is rounded form, then there's a good chance we'd end up getting something like this. This is pointing down at the ground, so it's going to reflect the ground. Right? This is kind of pointing up at the sky. Maybe we'll get like some really nice blue sky reflections up in there. I'm trying to find I want to try and find like a really good example. Here's a decent example.
That's pretty cool.
Look, you can literally see the world in the reflection. Like, here's the ground. This is the sphere, right? This is the dome, like, shape. This points up at the sky. This points down at the ground. Here's, like, a car. Here's a tree line in the background.
There's no, like,
here's
color in
the underside of his arm, of his shoulder pad, right? Here's his arm. Look at this. No, that's not a car. That's his arm. Sorry. Here's his arm. Here's his hand. You're literally getting a reflection of this arm holding the sword. Here's the... This.
Sword, yeah.
The sword. Like, it's a mirror. It's literally a mirror. And so, you'd... if you want to render armor like this, you need to understand the angle of incidence. For reflection. So like light travels in at say this angle, it will bounce out at the same angle. That's how reflections work. So your, view line hits this and it will bounce. And that's why you see this. It's like a mirror, right? And so if you want to be able to render armor like this, you're going to want to understand like that kind of thing, right? And you'll have on this sort of thing, this will probably show up like this. Maybe like, I don't know, like this kind of thing in the reflection. And you'll get the ground down here, whatever. Right, and you'll get like the sun, and you'll probably get like a really bright highlight, maybe like here.
Ooh, already looks like metal.
So like rendering metal is not an easy thing. It requires like a lot of understanding of this kind of stuff, right? And then if this was different, if this was like out and then in, you would get like a little bit of a different a different look on it.
Hey,
You know,
Kapsla. How do I learn to color in shade?
whatever we can do.
Do
like
a bunch of still lifes.
We can do like something like what this guy has on. Like we'll put a line here and like a line here.
Ooh, fancy.
Maybe like that. And of course, we're going to get, you know, reflections on some of these areas, probably like that. Maybe right here, we're probably going to get a little reflection on all of the rivets if they're, you know, if they stick out. Whatever. Let's just say this kind of like curls over like that. And this kind of curls over like that. And then if this comes in, we'll like refine the form of this as we do this. So maybe this kind of comes in like that. Maybe we've got like a belt around it. And so this belt, this is not a reflective thing. So this belt's going to have a lot of its own local value. Come on. So maybe this is the belt and we're rendering this like a simple belt. It's going to have an upward facing plane that's getting hit by the light, and it's going to have a side facing plane that's not as much hit by the light. So then it's like that. We'll probably get a little dark AO line. Not really ambient occlusion. I think it's more of like a reflection of the back, but it could be AO or whatever you want. Belt's a 3D object. It comes and loops back behind it.
How do we pick a local color?
You decide like what color is the object, and then how is it affected by the light.
It's like your base color could be like, okay, this is brown. Okay, a warm brown, a cool brown. Is it light? Is it dark? Those kind of questions you ask yourself. I mean, like, I think you know what red looks like.
You decide. I mean, you're the
decide,
artist.
yeah.
It's up to you, and I don't mean that like ironically or anything. Like I literally mean like you decide. Like that is, what color is the car? Is it red? Is it purple? Is it green? What color is, you know, if I wanted to make this armor like purple,
you just tint it purple.
I could tint it purple. Like, oh, we have
use multiply or something.
Yeah, you could use a layer setting or something.
What about the mood of the drawing? How do we do that? That's also kind of
it's like color theory. I mean, the mood is like, what feelings do you want to evoke?
Yeah, like what is a happy image versus a sad image to you? What colors do you associate those with? Like, is a happy illustrations or pictures could be very bright, saturated colors that show a lot of vibrancy, like bright yellows, bright blues. Like that to me feels very happy. Bright oranges. But like a sad image could be like, okay, it's dimmer, it's low key, it's maybe more like desaturated, probably grayish blues. But like that's also based on personal preference. Very high contrast, eerie pieces could be like really dark reds or really sickly greens, like really yellowish green. Something that feels unnatural or mechanic or like just not very human, for example. Like, but that like depends on your visual library of these certain moods. I would say research a bunch of images for different moods that you want to achieve. Like what feels happy to you, what feels sad, what feels dramatic, what feels calm. And then your colors, you can pick your colors based off of that experience. Does rim light only happen when there's two different light sources?
No. Rim light. No, you can have an image that just has one light source with rim light. It probably looks something like like you could come in here and you could add rim light on this, and that could be the only light source.
I think the rim looks that way when the light is coming from behind
Yeah, of course. If there's no other light source at all, it would be like the moon, like when it's just completely black right here, and it's got a little bit of light right here. Like, I've got 2 light sources because you can see this, but if I didn't have 2 light sources, this would literally just be black. It would look like the moon when there's just like a little teeny sliver of it showing. Oh. That's one light source, the rim light. See? Is the moon, and it's one light source. It's the sun, and this is rim light. But, like, if I had, I don't know, a bounce panel right here to take some of that light and bounce it back, then you'd probably get, you know, a little bit of light coming back in there like that. Coming from this light source or this bounce panel, right? But you would still definitely have like this kind of hierarchy. Mm-hmm. So single light, yes, but there's bounce light. So technically that could be like my secondary light. You get something like that.
Hierarchy of light. Ooh, it's kind of fun.
But yeah, I'm probably about done with this little micro.
That's fun.
Micro study. I'll probably take this and just make it pretty dark in there. Like, I don't know. That's how I would do armor. It's literally just a reflective, like a reflective object. And every time you see shiny armor, is just reflecting the room. Here's a light source. Here's a light source. Here's the room that this person is standing in. You know? Here's the sky. Here's the ground. Here's the sky. Here's the ground. Here's the ground. Right? Here's the sky. Here's the ground. Here's the wall behind it. This is just a metallic cylinder, right? So it's just reflecting everything out there, the ground, because you're looking down at this. If you were looking up at it, it would be probably reflecting the sky. Like this one's tilted, so you get the sky, the ground. So rendering a metal cylinder right here would literally just be like, you do this, you know?
Would you put a gray tint on it?
Me? Did someone ask that?
Someone asked that, yeah.
A gray tint? No, not unless the metal's not polished. If the metal's not polished, then yeah, probably. It's just going to be like this, right? And you're going to get like the sky and that sort of thing. And then the blue of the sky is actually pretty deep blue, right? So you could get like that.
Oh, that's cool.
And then down here, you're going to get quite a lot of warm bounce. I'm guessing he's standing on stone by the look of it. So it's not going to be like super warm. You know, you get like that sort of thing. Maybe you get a little bit of stuff happening in the transition here. Maybe you start to see like the wall behind it over there. And then it's just fancy metal decorations and stuff. But essentially, this is the cylinder.
Well, it just feels... Wow. Wait, keep on... Add that form line in there. It's really cool looking. I feel like the streakiness of the light and the reflection makes it feel like metal.
That really gives you the feeling of that cylinder.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like
that's
that
cool.
sort of thing. And I'm painting an environment on a cylinder. Like that's all I'm doing. And it's like really stretched. Because cylinders stretch everything vertically. Like whenever you render a cylinder, whenever a cylinder is reflective, everything gets really, really stretched this way and that way. Like if there was another person standing here next to this cylinder, you know, they would look like that. You wouldn't be able to tell it's a person. It would just turn into like a streak.
Yeah.
That's why the sun is a streak. That's why the sky is a streak. That's why the ground is a streak. Right? Look at this. Sky. Sky. Sunlight. Wall behind it is just streaks. They're just kind of like that. So like cylinder rendering, right? This is a sphere. So this is a fisheye lens of like this whole area right here, and right here is the wall around him. That's the wall. That's the wall. That's the wall. This is the sky. This is the sun. This is a fisheye lens of the area above him.
Tobias says this actually makes sense.
It's like reflective chrome polished stuff, polished metal especially. It's all just a mirror that takes the form of whatever the metal is formed into. I'm not super good at rendering metal, but like that's the basics of how it works.
That's probably one of my favorite blues. That really deep purplish blue up there, really pretty.
And if there was a wall back there, guess what you'd see? You'd see the wall. And
Get
it
it
looks
now, thanks,
and it
awesome.
looks better when it's inside of the environment. Like if you do it without an environment, your brain is like, okay, I
What?
see reflections, but I don't quite see the environment part. I was rendering my little thing.
Very nice.
There's your micro.
Yeah, there's my micro
drawing.
my micro drawing. They're just fun. The hat has a propeller. I love that. Yeah, y'all just noticed.
Helicopter.
Kitty. Apple. His feet.
So cute. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
He's gonna come
He's
get
coming.
revenge.
Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, you called? Well, I guess it's my time to rub all over you. Hey.
He's coming to get revenge.
He's gonna do the snuggle session. Oh yeah, you're so cute.
So handsome.
Love the red
Yeah.
arrow. Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Look at
So
that.
like when Christina's rendering this head, she's thinking in terms of that. She
Mhm.
sets up her light and shadow.
Light and shadow. I
And-
kind of set up, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I set up the relationships. Bright light, warm light, cooler shadows. And then once I establish that, I kind of just work in the in-betweens. And then I establish a background.
It's like a little routine.
Mm-hmm.
We bother him, and he wakes up and comes and bothers us, and then goes back to bed, and then
That's
the
a good
cycle
shot.
just repeats later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're so cute.
Can you show how to do highlights on skin and where to put lights and on fur? Well, fur wouldn't have highlights unless it's really wet, generally.
Yeah.
Unless it's like the individual fur pieces are quite shiny, generally. I guess you can have, like, if the fur is, like, oily or if it's, like, really fine, not fine.
It depends on the topology
Whoa
of
there.
your fur. Oh my god.
Climbing on my microphone like that?
Like, it depends on the topology of your fur, right? Do you want, like, individual clumps that are like this? Wow, that's not very easy to see. You know, each kind of clump would have its own
All right. this is bedtime
side.
again.
So you got,
Go
like,
back.
lit side, shadow side. Lit side, shadow side. And sometimes you need to also group it. Make sure you group it, because if you don't, it's going to look really messy. So, like, some fur, you can kind of paint the individual streaks and then leave some out and then blend the rest in here. You know, that feels like fur. That's because that's the... Wow. Thank you. Thank you for showing me your love. Okay. Okay, Applejack, get out of here. I know you're being Romeo right now, but I'm teaching. You're very cute though. I love you.
Apples, yeah. Cat evasion.
Mm-hmm. So like you can have fur that looks like this.
Yeah,
or,
for real. You need to look at fur. Here you go.
Yeah, I know. Or you can have fur that's much more thinner and finer. And in that case, you would kind of shade it like a very simple form, like a sphere. And you would see a little bit of texture in the core. And the rest would be in light. So you can have fur that looks like this. Now this is like kind of weird. Second.
Like the separation of light and dark.
Yeah,
Soft stuff doesn't really like to change value that much.
It
Like,
really doesn't.
It's not a huge fan of changing value. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't like it.
yeah.
Personality type doesn't like it.
Metal and very reflective things loves to change value very quickly.
Like that looks like fur. Sometimes there's going to be like some lit side. Right? Let's say like, okay, I'm going to render this like a sphere or like a speed form. But one side's going to be dark, one side's going to be light. And I'm going to add some texture in between the core. Or like just in between the light and the shadow side. And there's fur. You know, that could also be perfectly fine as well.
Bum, 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 bum.
Is your cat an amazing artist too? You know, if he was, you know, definitely be very helpful in the business. Is coloring feathers and fur similar? Yeah. It's quite similar. Just, I would say, do a bunch of studies of animals.
Mm-hmm.
And especially birds. Because, like, look at, they actually have the feathers and they actually have the texture. So you can go look at that. You can also look at, like, fur accessories, like fur shawls or fur jackets. And look at how the texture is like. A lot of time they will really puff out. Like this. A lot of time I will just draw the fur like this. I'll just imply the outside and the inside, and then I will leave everything in the middle blank. Like that. I'm kind of ready to wrap up.
Are you?
Yeah, we gotta still eat dinner, and I gotta make dinner, and then I also gotta work on our stickers a bit. But
Oh yeah, 11 tomorrow, by the way.
11. Okay. How do highlights on face like on skin? It's kind of confusing. If you do a lot of form rendering, like how to render and combine forms like boxes and cylinders, you'll notice that they kind of react very similarly. It's not like something super special, I should say. There's always going to be a lit side and a shadow side, and how you understand the wireframe of the face or of the head will determine where the light goes. Like, this feels like skin because it has the context of skin. It has a subsurface scattering, and it has, like, it doesn't have a lot of texture because I made it more matte, but like on oily skin, you'll see a lot of like texture that are like dimples like this. But that doesn't happen all the time. A lot of time it's very smooth. So if you know how to render a sphere, and you know how to render a box, and you know where the lit and shadow sides are, it's basically the same thing. If that makes sense. Like,
Will we be live tomorrow? Yeah. We are planning on going live at the same time tomorrow. Get out of here, cat hair. Applejack headed out, I think.
okay, so understand the wireframe. Here's the brow ridge area. Dips in, out. Here's the forms. Here's the cheekbone. I'm doing this very roughly, by the way.
Crap, I forgot I wanted to get better at drawing aliens.
Oh. We add your light. No need to worry too much about the texture, because it's so small, it's so micro. You can even like barely even see it. So just focus on where your light is.
What is this head, bro?
I don't know. It's not a very good
it.
head.
Oh, I love it. I think
You
it's
do?
amazing. I think it is like perfect.
Really?
Yeah, I wish I looked like that.
Oh, thank
Giga
you.
chin, Giga Chad.
So like if my light was from the top, all this side would be in light, this side would be in light, this side would be in shadow, and there's like a gradient. Once again, this is kind of gross.
This is like
This is
college art class demos.
Yeah.
This is not like
But how do I
pretty
do this? It's
pretty YouTube tutorial that don't teach you nothing.
Yeah.
But it's pretty.
Yeah. Like, this is how I render skin. I don't think about the skin texture. I think about what's the form of the face. And it's very, very, that's how we do this.
Adding highlights to the skin. If you added teeny tiny little bits of highlight to the skin, I'd probably come a little bit cooler, come a little bit down here, and it would end up being just like that kind of thing.
Yep.
Or like really subtle.
Really,
right?
really
If there was
subtle.
like a highlight on our cheekbone, it would be like
Boop.
Like that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like, you're not messing up your value group at all. Remember, we've already decided this whole area is in shadow, and it's gonna stay dark. And there is no indication that any sort of light would be causing a really strong highlight right here.
It ain't like the, wait, it ain't like.
I specifically chose. Yeah, it's not gonna be
it's
like
not gonna
that.
be like that. It's
right?
gonna be much more subtler than that.
It's exactly the thing.
But it's
like,
also because skin doesn't like to get really bright.
Yeah.
Like, look at our skin. It's not like highlight speculars everywhere. It's matte. It's quite matte.
It is quite matte. Like
Mhm.
it's, and when you see a highlight, your
beautiful.
brain likes to overemphasize it.
Yeah.
Like your brain likes to overemphasize the importance of little details that you notice, but many, many times they're really not that. They don't stand out that much. Not nearly as much as you think they do a lot of the time.
Like, yes, there will be some areas of speculars, like eyelids. But, like, that's very, very, very minor. But,
Yeah.
it, like, once you add it, it looks very cutesy. You know, it's like, oh, very glittery, very nice.
Yeah, but if you look at the values,
Doesn't change.
you want to turn the values on.
Yeah.
It's tiny little difference. It's not a huge step. It's a little step. And everything within the shadow side is staying kind of within that middle gray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're not light
Whoa.
sources.
Guess who's
Hi,
back?
Apple.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
You want to see yourself, Applejack? You want to see a gray version of you?
You wanna kiss? Kiss me. Kiss me.
He's too busy beating my microphone to
I always struggle with figuring out where light and shadows go, even with the light source in mind. Well, you don't need to worry any further soon, because we're going to be putting these 3D model heads on TikTok Shop soon, so you won't ever have to figure out and do this from your imagination again.
Yeah, for sure.
Because look at that.
Oh, light and shadow.
Light and shadows already given to you.
Applejack,
But
bro.
what I did to do stuff like this is I did studies with these heads at certain with angles, with the light angles in mind. Oh, do you like that? So like, look, this is my light. This is my light angle.
Okay.
I love you, Applejack, but sometimes you can be a bit of a butt. So in order to do this, I took this and I lit it from the side like that.
Yeah.
That's
Whoa.
all I did.
Sorry.
It's fine.
He's being a pest. You're being a pest.
So like,
You
look
came
how
back
accurate
with
that is.
vengeance.
Well, it's like generally pretty accurate, but like, you know, with a little bit of nuance. You can even see that the highlight on the neck is pretty accurate too. Like, it's all because you do the studies and you actually have that physical object with you.
You just flopped, dude.
I
Applejack,
know.
you shed so much. Why are you the one who's always in here bothering us? You shed the most.
Like crazy.
Go to bed. Go to bed. This is 10x revenge.
Toby's here too. Anyways, you want to show those pictures? They look
Yeah.
good. Nice.
Would you?
So silly.
Get out of here. Homie. Hey, I kissed his nose. It's all wet.
That's good. He's back. Can never get a break from him.
Yeah, I can't really get a break from him, but
Yeah, having a physical reference and even building it out in 3D it will be helpful. Whoa!
now Toby's being crazy, jumping up on stuff. We're being cat attacked. Attack of the kittens.
Attacked.
Kitten.
Attack.
Kitten attack.
He wants to be on stream. Yeah, he does.
I mean, like, think about the form. The form of the head, right? So we go boop, boop. Here's a head. This is basically a sphere. Got hair everywhere. Oh my gosh. To my mouth, my eyes.
Everywhere.
Right? This is a sphere. So when you light a sphere, what happens is the light comes down, right? Let's just say our light comes down and it's going away from us, all right? So three-dimensionally, our light goes away from us. Let's just put it right here, right? Three-dimensionally, our light goes away from us. And what happens is there's a part that wraps around the sphere. And when the light becomes parallel, like let's just say, here's our light source and it's like parallel. When it becomes parallel to the surface, right, all the way around it in 360 degrees, the part, when it becomes parallel, turns into shadow, right? And you separate it into light and dark. So like this side would be light because the light is hitting it. This side would be in shadow because the light is not hitting it. It's like you think about your light rays coming down, right? Like here's your light rays. And as it becomes parallel to the surface, it turns into shadow, right? You have 100% of the light hitting it. It is perpendicular at a 90-degree angle. As it comes down and becomes not perpendicular, it starts to fall into shadow. So if we look at this sphere in a side view, if we talk about it like a circle, the light comes down and intersects this, right? There is the point at which our circle or sphere becomes parallel. Light and shadow. And if we have a cylinder, there's a point at which the light becomes parallel, right? Zoop, shadow, and lit side. And that's like the basis for it. So when Christina's lighting this head, she's thinking about that. Like we could go, okay, light's coming down at this angle, and we could just go shadow and lit side.
Yep.
Right? And we could go, okay, the nose comes out. Maybe it casts a little bit of a shadow.
Ooh.
Right? The brow ridge comes out. Maybe it's like, okay, there's like a little bit of the shadow. Maybe under the chin, there's a little bit of the shadow. And that's really how it works.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in simplified terms, like, and this is not rendering. This is just deciding on light and shadow. Like, yes, there's bounce light. Yes, there's the Terminator. Yes, there's whatever. There's the highlights and the speculars and this and that. But this is like the basics of light and shadow. And yes, there's the core shadow. And when something changes form slower, you'll get a slower transition. And yes, there's this part and there's this part. Like that all goes into rendering, but the most important part of lighting is just going, what are these shapes created by light and shadow? And then you can go back in and go, all right, I got bounce light. And like what Christina did here, right? She separated her light and shadow. She decided this was dark, this was light. And then all of the extra juicy subsurface scattering and highlights from the sky and this and that is like secondary because it doesn't actually change your foundation. It doesn't change the underlying structure of it.
Yep. I mean, in fact, this was the very beginning of me deciding my light source.
Yep,
It was this.
you can see. There's the light. There's the shadow.
It can be as simple as just one side's lit, one side's in shadow, one side's lit. And then you can think about nuance later.
And then once you get into the nuance, you don't wreck the light and the shadow.
Yeah. Don't wreck the
and
shapes.
When you get more advanced, you realize it's not actually wreck the light and the shadow, it's wrecking the value structure that you set up, because it's like light heavily influences your value structure, but not always, because what if Abby had a dark headband on, or like a dark,
hold up.
like what if she had something,
I'm going to put it on the right layer. Okay, we'll just do that.
right? What if she had like a dark headband on, right? Or something, I don't know. Maybe it like goes around like that. Well then, because this has a dark local value, the dark thing in the light would be in this group of light and dark.
It'll be like yeah.
Exactly, because dark things in the light don't get super light. And so you would group it in with the darks. And that gets into more like value grouping and all that sort of thing, which we're not going to talk, about today. But just remember that it's like separating those lights and darks, really, really important.
Like, look at that. This feels like an appropriate light for the dark.
Yeah.
Because it's a middle tone now.
And now if it was dark, like darker, because that's like quite light. But if it was like a darker headband than that, it would get even darker in the light. It would be like pretty dark.
Yeah.
Like black hair in the light is very, very dark still. I was looking at your hair in the light the other day, and I'm just like, dude, that barely gets brighter at all. When the sun directly hits it, it's just like it just does not get very light. But yeah, it's really, really important stuff. I talk about this a lot in my painting class in anime art school. Like, we go into the really, really foundational painting principles.
Yeah.
Value grouping, local value, rendering, like a lot of that kind of stuff. I have very specific lessons on this, like my still life.
Yes.
This talks a lot about, like, that's what you see here. This is the planning phase of the separation of light and dark. And then we go, we're going to turn it into 4 values. And then we go, now we're going to take those 4 values and we're going to add color logic.
Same thing here.
Yep.
Same process. And then same process in here.
Yep. Same process in there. We're designing images. And light is one of the factors, but so is the local value of an object. So is, like trees and plants, for example, they're just pretty dark. Like, they're pretty dark. Even in direct light, they're quite dark.
Look at that. Very, very dark.
But yeah, it's really important stuff.
But yeah, you can actually get this for 20% off with the code LOVE. So if you are interested in this kind of program, be sure to check it out.
Yeah. And yeah, it is on sale right now. Big program, year-long. That, what we were showing was literally just from one of the classes.
Yep.
That was one of my classes that I teach. All
Calculating
that, calculating
shadows.
shadows. What I was talking about with the anime head, I teach you how to know when a surface is going to fall into the light or into the shadow, because it can all be calculated.
Yep.
It can all be figured out. And then when you learn how to do it and you do the homework, then you can kind of shorthand it and still be quite accurate.
Anyways, you can take a screenshot of this.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
Fun stuff.
Fun.
Very fun stuff. There's... What the heck, dude?
I can't believe you like this head. Do you like it that much?
Me?
Yeah.
I think it looks like Easter Island.
He's the Stonehenge, whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
It's funny. Very cute. Yeah, we did a lot of stuff today. A lot of heads in different angles.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Mini portrait. Colton was showing his artwork. Drew accidental couple.
Also anatomy live class.
Yes.
Yes. Don't forget live figure drawing and anatomy class coming up. If you have always wanted to learn how to draw people and learn how to do it from the start with all of the basics like gesture, basic forms, anatomy, the muscles, the names, we do have a figure drawing class coming up starting on Saturday, February 21st. It is a live class. Your work will get critiqued.
There we go.
And we teach you a process, like a legitimate process that you'd learn in like an art college for doing figures.
Yes. So that live class is coming up real soon. Signups are open. It's going to be the teal button on this website.
Yeah, super important. Figure drawing is like, if you want to learn how to draw people, you've got to take a figure drawing class
Oh, yeah.
eventually. It's a must. Like, you have to learn figure drawing.
Can you do it on paper?
Yep,
Yep.
you can actually do it on paper. We do have students who take the figure drawing class and do all their assignments on paper and send in their pictures, and we'll still critique them and paint over them and give suggestions and all that. There's the page.
Yep. I'll be sending this in live demos soon when we wrap up. I love that drawing.
This one.
It's made done very nicely.
Mickey.
Mickey.
So bored. Oh my gosh, I'm like so bored. I like this ribbon a little bit. It's kind of fun. Dang I need to do more practice like this.
That was good.
Mm,
There's something pretty. If you want to find a tutorial on how to draw eyes in different perspectives, we do have a video of that on our YouTube channel. It is how to draw both eyes at any angle. That is what the video is called.
Wish I could join. Oh, that's all good, Ships. I'm glad you hang out on stream. It's really
Yeah.
fun. Okay, but how do you draw muscles and fat on top of the cylinders? That's like the anatomy part.
Mm-hmm. That is the anatomy part. Knowing where to place them, how it wraps around the cylinder and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would say do a bunch of figure drawing. Find a process. Proco is a great resource for that. We have a few. We actually have a video on our YouTube channel that talks about how to draw bodies from start to finish. I think it's called "If You Hate Drawing Figures, Use This Method." That's the video, and then I talk about it, how to break the body down to cylinders and then adding muscle on top.
They're kind of just bulged cylinders.
Yeah, they're
like,
bulged.
It's not a lot different at all than just a cylinder. It's just drawing the cylinder correctly is the hard part. It's always been the hard part. And then drawing the muscles on top of the cylinders is 90% just doing the same thing again with a little bit different cylinders. Like a muscle is a cylinder. Could I see that the last study came late, but it looked amazing? What study? What are you talking about?
The armor one?
Where the heck do I don't have any room. Like muscles, if this is a cylinder, right? Muscles just...
Yeah, the name is Draw Anime Academy on YouTube. Same name.
Muscles are this.
Yeah. It's just morphed cylinders.
It is literally a cylinder.
Yeah.
Like muscles
Well,
look
looks like a sweet
like
potato.
that. It's a cylinder too. You know, this cylinder too. And it's mostly just this.
The slide with the girl sitting on the desk.
Oh, this one. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
Mickey, my character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I did a bunch of rotations of this same exact pose. I guess not as many as I thought.
We did a few others.
Yeah. What the heck? Oh, now I know.
Can I see?
Yeah, I was doing a whole bunch of them. Yeah, I can do that. This one. There you go. But yeah, it's just a little bit more complicated cylinders. Mostly just a cylinder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, here's a cylinder that starts large and gets smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a cylinder that does the same thing. And the lower arm, if you can believe it, is a cylinder that turns into a box at the wrist.
Should I stick with Draw Anime Academy figure drawing, or does live class have more?
It's really up to you. Who's asking?
3 cats.
Live classes are really good because you can get feedback on your work and you can potentially avoid making certain mistakes that you could make for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
But
You're
it's
talking
up
about
to
anime,
you.
that's
It depends on your like learning style as well.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think you do better doing? They want you to show the whole page. Oh,
There's a few pages.
like this page. Well, this is just a bunch of random stuff, like random studies and demos I did while Christina was playing speed draw. I mean, there's everything from like little sci-fi corridors to sitting people.
And ribbons.
And then let me look. And then there's like these. This was kind of like the first page of studies. Seated pose. Here's like a laying down pose. I never turned any of these into people. I just was practicing boxes. I finally got so bored doing it that I had to turn it into Miki, but let me look if
There's
there's
that
any
metal rendering.
study of No, nothing. No more people, I don't think. Well, there's these. These were stuffed animals that I did as well, but this isn't really like people.
But the concept would still apply. Forms.
Yeah. But this whole page? There's the whole page. I find it pretty hard to draw on the iPad too, Ash.
Yeah.
I don't have a ton of experience on it.
If you have like a screen protector that's like paper texture, it might work out a little bit better because it is quite slippery. Oh, thank you, Heartside.
Oh, awesome.
Nice to have you here. By the way, if you want, you can join the Discord server and show your artwork.
I post stuff in the Discord server. I mean, like, this is one that Christina posted in the Discord server that she did on a stream just recently.
Oh, yeah, that's the one
There's
I did.
Miki. And that was, like, her sketch. This was actually just from a stream the other day. We did this whole thing live from a reference and constructed it. Or she did it, rather. This was from another stream. This is a big, really useful stream. And all of these get posted in live demos in the Discord server.
Yo.
I don't know if these ones did.
I don't think those ones did.
They didn't?
Maybe. I have no clue.
Let me look. I'll just post them in there now. I'll post this one because I don't think it ever did. And then I'll post this one because I don't think it ever did as well.
Drawing's fun. I think
There you go. It's in live demos in the Discord now. Both of those for reference.
you post them all on YouTube as well.
Our live streams
Yeah.
are automatically saved on YouTube. We stream on both platforms. There we go. Well, I guess we can call it there. We will be going live again tomorrow and hanging out. And yeah, don't forget, we have a 20% off sale
On our anime art
on Anime Art School. We do teach all this stuff there, by the way.
Yes, we do. The code is love at checkout.
Yep.
Love.
And good night, everybody.
Good night. It's fun.
What should we do, dude?
For what?
I'm working on stuff. Just got here, bruh.
Oh, I
that
know.
sucks.
We've been live for about, what, 4 hours
Well,
almost?
you can watch the whole stream if you rewind it.
That's true.
So yeah, have a great night, everybody. Where the heck, dude? Oh my gosh, so many tabs. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Good night, everybody.
Good night.